And as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like. Sharing is caring, by the way. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Cowboys rankings. Doesn't matter. Plus Trevon Diggs recovery plus more. And as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like button, share this content. Let that friend, that neighbor, know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Yup. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studio to yours, brought to you by Mando. As well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around this beautiful globe, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. Come on with it. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Law Nation's groove? Come on with it. Yeah. Yeah. Come on with it. Yeah. One thing we all adore, something worth dying for. There's nothing but pain, we stuck in this game, searching for fortune and fame.
Damn.
Read it, run from it, destiny will rise all the same.
Stand tall with it.
And now it's here.
It's here, baby.
What should I say? I am.
Yup. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Come on. Let's get it. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Be my guest. Be my guest. Put your Law Nation magic to the test. Yeah, all right. Another day, another party, right? Got some people that's in their feelings about a ranking that we shouldn't give a dog about, but it's the off season. They're going to rank players. They're going to put players where people feel like they belong, and it is for what it is. If it's me, if I'm coming off of a Super Bowl, I'm not worried about where other people are ranked. I'm not worried if my quarterback is ranked 50th. I'm not worried if my quarterback ranked 25, 10th, number one, because at the end of the day, everybody's fighting to be a champion, right? Everybody fighting to lift up that Lombardi trophy, and everybody get a ring whether or not you participated or not if you're on the 53, right? Let me know if the audio is straight. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Forgot to do the audio check. But I appreciate you guys so much for jumping in and tuning in and being part of these conversations. And we're going to talk about Rashawn Bateman, his thought tracks on not going to the Cowboys, and he's glad to stay in Baltimore land. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on that because it kind of went semi-viral on a few other platforms, and I get it, right? The audio is straight. Rank us 32. That's fine with me. You got us. Yeah, man. It, like rankings, I don't give a dog about it. We're the richest franchise in the world, right? Or top sports franchise in the world. We ain't getting none of that money, right? We get dog walked and talked about and spit upon all the time. Not some of the time, all of the time. They use us as punching bags. They use us for views. We didn't sign up for that. A third of us was following this team before Jerry Jones bought the team. Now, did Jerry Jones do a great thing of surrounding talent and getting things going in the 90s? Yeah. Yeah, but that's about 30, 40 years ago now, you know? So it's crazy how we know that the word and the term America's team is ours, right? And we know that a lot of other teams, they don't want to get their own name. They want to say that we are the America's team, right? They want to say that they are. And it's just like anything, in the words of Mike McCarthy, you don't give yourself a nickname, right? That's something that the streets give to you, or you're honored to that degree if somebody gives you that nickname. You just can't go out there and just self-establish your own nickname. That's kind of lame to me, right? You know, but it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. We're going to listen to my guy. You know, he's angry and upset. And Lord Bronson, we all know how it goes, man. You know,
Prescott is a top 10.
Let me know if y'all can hear that audio. And I don't know why he's angry about it. But, you know, for content purposes, we're going to content it. You know what I'm saying? Because we do create content as it relates to a content creator, right? We got to create content. Yeah.
But Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. Why? Why is Dak Prescott a top 10 quarterback over C.J. Stroud? Over C.J. Stroud, who's won a playoff game every year he's been in the NFL.
Oh my
over
God!
Stafford.
Oh my God! Who
Father
the
Time
hell
seemingly
cares?
hasn't caught up with yet, and he's a Super Bowl champion. I think Dak is right there with Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott should not be in the top 10. Stafford and C.J. Stroud should take both of their spots. Justin Herbert hasn't even won a playoff game. The continuation of giving Justin Herbert a pass, and Jalen Hurts, you know what Jalen Hurts had to do to get this type of respect? But Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. Why?
And I got my guy right here.
Yeah, on paper.
Shit. I gotta stop it, boy. Law, you gotta stop these things, man. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, man. Hey. All right, man. Let me just break this down for y'all, man. Let me see if I can find this whole. Now, my response. It is just, this is just me, man. And shout out to my guy Lord Bronson, man. He's a pillar of the community for the Eagles group, man. For the Eagles community, that's him, right? That's Himothy and all of that good stuff. The players know him, you know, like A.J. Brown and them. They know who Lord Bronson is, right? And Darius, even though he's not there no more, Slay, he knows who Lord Bronson is and all of these good things. But since we got the off season, there's no sense for me to rush into this conversation. So y'all just hold tight. Because it's just funny, man. The whole thing about the ranking is not about present day. It's about future. Let me just say this very slow so people can understand. The notion about ranking is about the future, not present day. It's equivalent to the time that and I hate to say this, that when Peyton Manning broke his neck or what have you, they still put him in the top 100, right? It was like literally like he was still him, right? Even though he took a whole year off, they still had him in the top 10 or the top 5 or what have you. Look, Aaron Rodgers haven't won a significant game in many moons, right? But in the last decade, he's always been in the top 10 as it relates to quarterback. Now, granted, I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is Peyton Manning or, dare I say, Aaron Rodgers. But when you project, it's like projecting the fact that if Dak Prescott is healthy, he's in the qualifications of being the top 10 quarterbacks. And because when he was healthy, and they've been a little coy, but they've been a little nice too, by the way. Because he had, when he was healthy, 4,516 yards, a 69.5 completion, right? A 36 touchdown to 9 INT ratio, a 72 QBR, 105.9 passer rating, 242 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. That's what qualifies him to be a top 10 quarterback. Regardless of whether or not you like Dak Prescott, you hate him, or you in between, you can't be trash. You can't be trash and get 36 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. You can't be horrid to get those particular numbers. And as much as I get it, we fight more amongst ourselves. And then when we try to fight against the opposing or the ops or what have you, we look foolish anyway, right? Because there would be third of the Cowboys. Bring Tony Romo back, man. You know, there's still that cry of bringing Tony Romo back, believe it or not. There's still a cry, hey, Cooper Rush is better. Bring him back. You know, and I get it. I understand 1,000,000% on the 30 years to 30 seasons that we've been in this particular hellhole of a drought, that a lot of people lost their enthusiasm, right? And a lot of people lost their confidence walking around with silver and blue. Like, if you walk around in Dallas with your gear on, which I represent Dallas like it's a gang over here, gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking around with mines on, man. You know, I don't have to tuck mine, I'm going to tuck mines. No, I'm walking around with my stuff on. And I hear and I see people that are migrated here, that rocking and representing other teams. They spit upon us. They talk real bad about us. If you are in the Dallas DFW area, you know what I'm talking about. You can't go to the gas station for somebody to yell out to you, hey, how about them Cowboys, man? Y'all trash, you know, and that's the first thing they say. So we're not even honored in our own home. Dallas is not a house for us, you know. Texas is not a house for us. And y'all would think that we've been on the bottom or the skid marks of everything, you know. It's everywhere. Ain't it right, Loss? Yeah. Like I'm like, man, bump all of that, man. I'm going to fight for mine. I'm going to protect mine because I got a good memory. So when we do start winning, don't you try to switch up on me talking about, man, I was always down with the boys, man. Yeah, gang. Nah, man, you just as soft as marshmallows, man. You know, pillow soft, angel soft, Charmaine soft, all of the softs, you know. But I represent my set, you know. I represent my hood. I represent my clique. You know, I'm going to talk good about my team, you know. At the end of the day, we all supposed to start over at ground zero. But not all of y'all are built like that, which is cool. I get it. But who else going to defend the star? When you go and turn on the ESPN, the 3-letter, the 4-letter networks, they take things out of context and they spit it out and we regurgitate it day in and day out. Yeah. Diddy soft. Yeah. So at the end of the day, when I hear these type of things, of course I'm gonna add context. People, it's just crazy. People acting as if Dak Prescott been blessed with an AJ N. Smitty and Saquon Barkley, and he still should be top 5 or top 10. Because if we had those things, I'm quite sure he would be presenting better numbers and better things. If we had better leadership and management from above, man, we would sit back. We would sit back and see. We would literally see the corrupt from the above, and we would dismiss or we would cherry pick this. Look, y'all don't even know what the Eagles owner sounds like, right? Y'all don't know what he sounds like. Y'all don't even know what the Giants owner sounds like. Y'all don't even know what the Washington owner sounds like. But damn it, everybody that's listening right now know exactly what Jerry sounds like. Times his son, Stephen Jones. That they both so old and gray they look like brothers, not father to son. So we got to literally overcome that, plus the machines of the 3-letter to 4-letter networks, plus the beat writers who just trying to get the check to write the story that's not really a Cowboy fans, right? And we got to overcome that. Plus the disgruntled fans for 30 years, 30 seasons. Plus other underlining issues that I don't want to even talk about right now. It's too early for it. And yet, in spite, we want to have the best running back, the best quarterback, the best wide receivers. It don't work that way, baby. It don't. We like our guys. Shaking my head. Yeah. So on one end, either Jerry Jones is genius level great, or on the other end, is he really a meddling owner that like to get in the way? And I'm not beating up Jerry Jones. I'm not saying that he's the finite reason for the Cowboys' 30-year drought. I'm not saying that, but I'm implying it real talk. And then all of a sudden, the people that he decided to hire and fire or to have to put out there on the field, they the ones that get hit up with all of the bull sugar, right? I can't make this up. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's a circus. It's a necessary one, because who are we to try to change an organization that's printing out money that no one is not even in the same room as relates to revenue? This is a business. Can you imagine Roger, Ice Cold, Cowboy, Jalen Battles, Davies, Toxic Tom, that you printing out money, you making hands over fist, deals after deals. Money longer than Jay Leno's chin, just money. You just making money. And then someone who never made $100,000 a year, or never made $500,000 a year, or never touched $1 million, trying to tell you how to make money. That's what we dealing with. Now that part is delusional, with the fan base. That we try to tell Jerry and son how to make money. These guys are making money. So no, they're not finna switch up their ways and change up their thoughts. So no, when they sit high on a pedestal and say, well, I'm not going to call Derrick Henry, and he got a house here in Dallas. He got to call me for $6 million. to make this very understandable for those who really don't understand it, that you need playmakers, you need guys that can make plays. So if by nature, by finite nature, an understanding of everything, if Lamar Jackson, by root of the nature, that you guys will say that Lamar Jackson is better than Dak Prescott, right? Which we can go down that road. Well, explain to me from any level of knowledge and education that you may exhibit and exude, how come he needs more help? How come he needs a Derrick Henry? But dare I say, the very much so quarterback that you spit upon, oh, he's okay with a Rico. Like if I were to go into a bar fight, or if I were to go into a situation that I had my life on the line to give me 5 yards, so you mean to tell me you would sit here straight face and all and say, give me Ricos. Give me Ricos. Ah, man, put the Derrick Henrys on the shelves, man. We good. We gonna win this with Ricos. Don't nobody do that. But Jerry do it. There's no team in the National Football League that will go into a year just like the Cowboys did last season with over a third of their staff. Over a third. Nobody does this. On a 1-year deal. Hey, on a lame duck season with the expectation still to win the Super Bowl. Nobody do that. But the Cowboys do. And the expectations still, you must win the Super Bowl. Nobody would go into a season. I got one that would trump all of it. Nobody will go into a season in all of football that we ever learned or know, especially on a professional level, to take a real unproven product that played at right tackle at OU and was decent but had a lot of things to overcome. For you to sit back with a straight face and say, yeah, we're going to take that product, a right tackle who struggled with a lot of things, and put him at left tackle in the National Football League, not against somebody like me, but they put him against Miles, not Monroe, Garrett, with the expectation still to win. With the expectation that he never played left tackle in the National Football League, and he's a rookie, and a third of you guys open y'all cheeks up and drop fecal matter on that kid. Like he's supposed to. Like, can y'all imagine? I'm not even talking about Dak, CeeDee Lamb, who held out all last year, or Jalen Brooks, who was playing like he got skates on his feet. I'm not even giving y'all that sauce. I'm just talking about the little things. The little things. And was the expectation still to win that game? Nobody do that. Nobody will start 2 rookies on the front 5 with the expectation, you got to get it done, get her done. But the Cowboy fan base, they listen to the poison and they feed into that, and they will say to themselves, yes, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, Cheeks is wild. I went too deep on that one. My bad, guys. You know? Yeah. But that's what we do to each other. We eat our own. Yeah, we do. We eat our own over here. Whereas the other teams are doing anything and everything. Moving deals, shading this over here, sliding this over there to win football game. They're not trying to win the revenue game. We are undefeated for 30 years, 30 seasons. We won the revenue game. That's just what it is. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. If Jerry was more about us as fans, when we go out there to Oxnard, There shouldn't be no great divide that you got to pay $300 a day to get to the other side. There shouldn't be that. You're already making money. But he won't make more and more money, more and more things. If it's an open camp, everything should be open. But no, hey, I got a disguise. I got a plan. I want to make more and more money. So I'm going to charge the faithful people $300 a day. A day. Plus 25 plus parking. You know what I'm saying? And the line is longer than Steele and Jay Leno's chin. Y'all will see it at the end of the month. Yeah. That's how it is. Oh, I care about our people. No, they don't care about us. Care about that money. They care about being in the spotlight. Nebuchadnezzar, look at the things I've done. My subjects. Didn't he say that? My subjects. You know? But we got to fight not just the front office. Troy Aikman came to the reality of it, and he says, man, technically, if he knew a little bit more than he know now, then he would say, man, we got to win in spite of the front office. But at that time, man, we got to win in spite of coaching. We had to pull resources from when Jimmy Johnson was here. We still fighting that same fight. I can't make this stuff up. So, with that being said, regardless of the situation, it's not hard to understand, but we know these idiots are denial because we own the team, and they talking about the fact that why Dak Prescott is still in the tops. But there was another person, he deleted his comment, but it's all good. You know, oh, no, he got it up here. In 2023, what about last year before he got hurt? Playing like dog, S-H-I-T, keep it real sometime. Damn, that's what King Dutch said to me. Now, y'all can live 1,000 years. And within the confines of the 1,000 years, you will not meet or see another person that as real as me. You won't. You can try it and test it. Say, God, keep me alive for 1,000 years. I want to meet another guy that is just as real as law. You won't find him. You won't find him. You let me go ahead, take me, Lord. I haven't found that guy that is real as law. Now, when this picture first came out, I get it. I understand. And we all got to understand the cost. You know, he was injured before the start of the season. He was definitely not 100%. You throw more with your legs than anything on your body or frame, especially at that quarterback position. And if you're going to do West Coast, it's all about feet, that lead foot and all of that stuff. Now, granted, I told my dog that was asking, like, hey, man, can you give me some more details? And I said, man, HTM, I'm going to give it to y'all when we live, basically. And there's a situation and scenario that you guys, and you may lie to kick it, you may say, man, I wouldn't have done that. But I'm going to be real with you guys, like I always be. At the end of the day, if you got a contract on the line, and I ain't talking about kibbles and bits, I'm talking about $250 million. And they're asking you, hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, boss, I'm good. You know, hey, why you got the boot on? Hey, man, that's just for precautionary reasons. I'm good. Is there anything we need to know about? No, I'm good. You know, because you got money on the line. You will be a fool to say, yeah, man, I got my back against the wall. My leg is a little tender right here, and I can't really put pressure on my leg like I'm supposed to after every day of practice. It seems like I'm having a slight setback. The man that's going to write you that check going to be like, Now, is it crass on the Prescott family to do that? You can say that. But are you? Where's my guy at when I need him? Yeah. Come on with it.
Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me?
I'm okay. Because at the end of the day, NFL stands for not for long. Not for long. Sometimes you gotta, some people on the other side, they know it. Sometimes you got to tell a little white lie, and you can do your history on the white lie if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is 1,000%. Yeah. Sometimes you got to say the little white lie to get the money, to get the land, to get the resources. This land is your land. This land is my land. Oh, my bad. Too deep of a conversation. You know what I'm saying? The Tartarians are going to come get me. And I'll be a Lautarian over here, man. But y'all give it what I'm saying, Turtle Island. Y'all give it what I'm saying. Oops, I'm talking too much. Sometimes you got to do things in order to get the check. Law says, call Frenkel. Yeah, call him. So that's just the reality of it. Now, did Dak Prescott play like garbage can, trash can juice last season up until his hamstring fell off the bone, I believe, against Atlanta? Yeah, he looked terrible. Yeah, Dak didn't look good. He had a few throws here and there, and you were like, yeah. The offensive line was in shambles, no run game, no continuity with CeeDee Lamb. Whose fault is that, by the way? Whose fault is that? Because what we are trying to say to everybody that's watching, that, man, this guy who's hobbled from year to year can't help this team. When you got on this same list, wrong page. Let me go to the list right quick. Let me go. Let me go to this page again. We'll go right here.
Prescott is a top 10 quarterback.
If you look at number 4 on that list, Joe Burrows, an able-bodied, healthy man. Did he take his team to the postseason in the last 2 seasons? Healthy. Was Joe Burrows healthy this last season? Because if we were set with the same set of circumstances, with Jamar Chase and Higgins on one side, and regardless of what our defense looked like, Dak Prescott, he better take that team to the damn Super Bowl. But this kid, Joe Burrows, who got a better arm, better vision, better this, better that, all of this, you know what I'm saying, tall enough to see over the pocket, can escape and elude, and all of this stuff. He gets a finite pass. Oh, yeah. And then they don't have him number 1 on this list, too, by the way. He got him at number 4. A full, healthy body, able guy. And we still talking about O-line. And it's been since 2020 or 2021 that they can't fix the offensive line, but they can get weapons on other sides. Come on. But he didn't have 2 rookies. Burrow been to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I love that argument. So have Rex Grossman. So what you supposed to do? Give him a cookie? Yeah. So what we supposed to do? Anybody who ever been to the Super Bowl, they get credits and validations for life, regardless of how they get there. And if they lose, hey, full, healthy quarterback. But when we get these type of situations, oh, man, you're supposed to elevate the team. I don't give a dog if the ball bounces off the body and hit the other receiver or the ball bounces off the body and is turned over. You're supposed to win that game. And Burrows is a damn great quarterback. He ain't a damn good quarterback, Toxic Tom. He's elite. But they said elite quarterbacks can raise everything. They said that elite quarterbacks can help defenses out. Right? Icky Woods been to the Super Bowl, laughing out loud. The Icky Shuffle, baby. But what I'm getting at, and I'm not comparing Burrows to Dak Prescott. Because obviously, if Burrows are here, we'd be still in the same situation. Law, what you mean? Well, he got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Can you imagine Burrows throwing it to a damn Jalen Tobin or Jalen Brooks? Can you imagine him trying to put the ball in the belly of a Rico's without Suaves? He got Chase over there, the other Chase Brown or whatever, the running back, and they went and got a Zach Moss, not Randy, but Zach. We'd be in the same situation. And on defense, I don't want to hear people say, well, they ain't got no defense. Well, we ain't got nobody to get 18 sacks. They got a guy that annually give you 18 sacks. Ricardo, you still don't get the picture. You still don't understand the assignment. Oh, well, now I realize I know why you rode the short bus, to school. But that's okay, Ricardo. That's okay. At the end of the day, when Burrows went to all of those locations, he had a running back that had 16 touchdowns, over 1,300 yards. It's funny and it's quite strange to me that he haven't seen the grace of the good promised land since that particular running back is no longer there. That's crazy. Maybe he needs help. What I'm getting at is the complete picture that players and teams, that this is not an individual sport. If it's such so, then Trent Dilfer is one of the greatest quarterbacks who ever graced this plane. Brad Johnson, you might as well give him a bus, Come on with it. Nick Foles, come on. Yes, indeed. At the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys, regardless of how you slice the Dallas or the Cowboys, you got to understand that these teams that we had haven't been a complete team. Infrastructure-wise, we have a few splash names here and there, but depth is everything. And if Burrow needs help, then who in the hell else need help? Dak Prescott definitely need help. Sure is what I'm getting at. So was he hurt? Yes. Was he fighting and playing through hurts? Yes. I'm talking about Dak Prescott at this point. And anyone and all of you guys would have did the exact same thing. Are you okay? Yes. Are you okay? Are you sure you can put pressure on that foot? Yes. Come on with it. Yes. Okay, yeah, I'm good now. Shoot. They done paid me my money. Yeah. Hey, man. Boy, I'm good now. Was Dan Marino better than Troy Aikman? Hell yeah, he was better than Troy Aikman. But the history of Troy Aikman will forever be etched in stone that he's a 3-time Super Bowl champ. But those who understood, who watched those games, and who been to those games, they know better. They know better. Troy couldn't win it by himself. Shoot. And to this day, Emmitt Smith still holds playoff touchdown records. You take away those touchdowns and you don't win. The team don't win. If you take away, people fail to realize in the 90s, when we won Super Bowls, our defense consistently ranked top 3. Not top 5, not top 10, top 3. They were a very complete team. Lisa, these folks just hate us because we love the beat of the NFL. We are the heartbeat. Yeah. We are the heartbeat of the NFL. We are. I mean, we're the driving force, man. Shoot. Why not? When people realize that negative connotation is what people get drawn into, just like a light, a moth to a flame, or you see them lights, you turn the lights on and all of the bugs kind of fly around the light. That's what people understood. That's why Desperate Housewives and Housewives of New York and Atlanta and Mississippi, if they got one. That's why those shows are very popular. People love drama. Love Island and One Man, 20 Women, you know, all of these stuff. They love drama. Emmett was a dog, yeah. So we had a hell of a squad. Now, do that take away from Buffalo Bills for being a great team? No, they was very great. It was a great team. Pardon my Mississippi grammar. They were a great team. But they couldn't punch it all the way in. Close but no cigar. We was better at that day. Now, if it was a series or something like that, maybe. Shoot. But we were putting quarterbacks out of the game and knocking it around. You should never apologize for winning. But you should never try to seek validation for winning. That's what the Eagle fan base is doing. They seeking validation. They still in the same spot since 1995. They're still looking up to Washington. They're still looking up to the Giants. And for damn sure, they still on their knees looking up to the boys, right? Permanent knee pads, neck game with stomach muscles. They've been looking up so much, right? And let me know if I'm lying. So that's why they really love to fly around and try to drop their droppings on us when it's not even where it's comparisons or comparable to this degree. Because at the same argument that we got relics and old historical trophies and stuff, for 30 years, 30 seasons, they haven't caught up. They haven't moved since. If it would have been a different story if they'd had 4 Super Bowls and they trumped the doggone Washington team or paired it up and married up and tied it up with the Giants. But they haven't surpassed Washington yet. That's just the reality of it. That's why they're here, seeking validation. At the end of the day, that's why they're here. Yeah, we just went to 2 Super Bowls in 10 years and still ain't caught up. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we went to 2 of them. yeah. Actually, was it 3? Because they lost 1 or they lost 2 of them or something like that. But it's just for what it is. But at the end of the day, nobody eat their own like Cowboy fans. Boy, we'd tear each other up or over Dak Prescott and we call each other Dak lovers, Romo lovers, anybody lovers. Man, I'm older than Romo and Dak. Man, I've been following this team before not before Romo knew what football is, but I know for sure. I know for sure that this team, both parties, haven't been given the greatest opportunity to win it all. Because it takes a complete team, not individuals. But speaking of that, you know, just the other day, Rashad Bateman, he said it was grateful that the trade to the Cowboys never happened. And I would say this too. Allowing him to stay in Baltimore, and I was saying, dog, we glad it didn't happen too. Now, granted, I'm not saying that he's terrible and he did drop that ball. You can call it the sunlight. But it's crazy how people will give more excuses for the ops than we can do for our own. There was a similar pass just like that. Sunlight in the face of Cedric Wilson. He drops it. That was in the postseason. He catches that. We win the game against San Fran. Rashad Bateman is like a slight tier above Cedric Wilson. So if he say, yeah, hey, man, you know, and I think Rashad Bateman was drafted in the 1st or the 2nd round or what have you. I'm not beating him up, but what I want to do to bring in context is that by his choice of words, he could have said, you know what, praise be to Allah, God, Elohim, Yahweh, is that I'm here in Baltimore. All of that other stuff, I don't even care. I'm in Baltimore. But by you name dropping the Cowboys, I'm going to make sure I'm going to come after you. You don't talk bad about my team, even if it's by mistake. Grandma said that there's people in hell with good intentions. Oh, I had good intentions. Well, it didn't come off right. So, yeah, I'm going to talk noise. We glad you ain't here. We got an upgrade with Pickens. Regardless of whether or not it meant to be disrespectful or not, where are our people that why we can't talk boldly and talk with our self-assertiveness, and all of a sudden we supposed to be docile and meek and say, oh, man, the humble way is the best way. Nah, man, y'all miss me with all of that. Nah. I don't give a dog if he was Randy Mouse. I'm going to talk about him. That's what you're supposed to do on Cowboys land when they name drop your name. But we became such a fickle, docile fan base that, man, we don't even talk with our chest anymore. We don't give no beat of confidence. We walk in timid to these games, to these performances. We do all of those things. The players watching, they listen to every word sometimes, and they sensitive to this new age stuff. They own these computers. They own these tablets. They own these phones. They own these networks. It's customary now that when a Cowboy player get hurt, they twist a knee, man, y'all will spit upon, chew them up, excoriate them. Y'all do all of those stuff. The damn players be like, man, I don't even want. Look, man, I hit up Mozzie. He walked in to a building. He said, man, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go, man, because people going to tear this down for what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to kick it and have a good time. I can't even effing go bowling. I said, man, it must be feeling bad about it. I said, damn, dog, you can't even go. Man, I can't even go bowling in my own city without hecklers and people heckling. Hey, man, you shouldn't be bowling. You should be out there lifting weights. Where they do that at? Only in Dallas, because people allowed the 3-ladder to 4-ladder network to take shots, right? Which became such a customary thing, is that now when you seeing players in physical form, you think it's nice to spit upon them just like damn Forehead Smith or whatever his name is, Stephen A. Smith. These people got a life. Let that man bowl, man. I said, man, okay, man, you can go use my lane as anonymous, man. Man, have a good time, man. Imagine being the Cardinals fan, yeah. Los Altos says A.J. Brown even got good sense. Right, you know. But we eat our own over. And I know I get at Andre Booth. I do get at Andre Booth. I'm not perfect. Damn it, I'm not perfect. I get at players too. But, man, y'all take it to the extreme, man. Yeah, yes, indeed. That's not only a Dallas thing. Maybe Toxic talking about me living in Dallas. I just see it in the physical form. I see it up front. Yeah. So it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. Let me pull this list up so we can go over it in HD format, because I know it's been grainy when you're looking at it from the Lord Bronson point of view, right? So the best 10 QBs heading into 2025, right? Who are the best quarterbacks in 2025 NFL season? And then they started off with Dak Prescott. He's number 10. Yeah, he's number 10. Imagine, Buff Baby 88 says, imagine being a Panthers fan right about now. Yeah, yes, indeed. Dak Prescott, he got a lot to prove. This is like a spinoff from the show we did yesterday. For some strange reason, people think that I'm one of these fanboys that say, man, Dak Prescott, he's going to do 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Passer rating when throwing the ball is going to be an average of 111. QBR is going to be 85 and all of this stuff. He's going to have 3 rushing touchdowns. That's not me. That's never been me. the kid getting beat up enough from the 3-letter, 4-letter network and a third of the Cowboy fan base. So when I say these parameters, that's not a knock at Dak. It's absolutely where we want him. Hell, the Eagles got the program real quickly. They got the program real quickly with Jalen Hurts. Shoot, they want him anywhere between 18 and 21 attempts throws a game. And you can look it up and you will see the verifiable data that he throws the ball anywhere between 18 to 21 to 22 attempts. What I'm getting at with Dak Prescott is that I want Smooth to throw the ball anywhere between 24 and 27. Yeah, I don't want him slinging the ball everywhere. I believe in the hearts of hearts that Dak Prescott is a play-action quarterback, and he will be allergic and anemic and terrible when he don't have run game. He can probably pull some rabbits out of the hat, but you need to have run game in order for this quarterback to be successful. That quarters defense been tearing his ass up. And if you think I'm lying, look at his buddy, Pat Mahomes, when they don't have run game and the Eagles were able to rush forward and drop everybody else. He looked like Dak. He did. But you don't throw for 4,500 yards, 39, something like that, touchdowns collectively to 9 interceptions if you trash. But you got to have a system around him. You don't. This the bottom line. Now, by the Cowboys signing this kid to $250 million, either you can cry about it until he's gone, or you can say, hey, front office, put some more pieces around this kid, because we ain't going to win if we putting everything on Ford's back. And that's a fact, because we got historical data that proves it. Historical data. Just like you won't win games if you told Troy Aikman to throw that ball 25 to 30 times, you would lose a lot of games with the Cowboys. Yeah, if Troy Aikman was slinging that ball 25 to 30 times. See, Troy Aikman didn't throw that ball that much because you had Emmett. Jeez. Shoot. Play action. You can play action and you get it over the herb. And then occasionally Harper would take the top off the defense. Jaden Daniels, number 9 on this list. Do he belong this? Yeah, he had a sensational rookie year. People didn't know what to do. Right? And I'm quite sure his mom and them going to keep him focused because he's not allowed to date. He can't take Ashanika Kamika out for a dinner date to the movies. No. Mama got to be there holding his hand. He got a 9:30 curfew. You know, Cinderella can stay out longer than him. So I'm quite sure around this time next season, he's going to get better. He's going to get good, man. He don't club, he don't party, he don't drink, he don't smoke. Shoot, let me fool around, get him out to Harry Hines one time. Send him. And then he's old too. He's like 25. He's about a year. He about like 6 months younger than damn Jalen Hurts. Yeah, but I think that Jaden Daniels is a real good quarterback, and he's going to be on the top 10 list for a long time, unless, and I'm not even going to speak it into existence. I ain't going, because I want them at their best. I'm not even going to speak up their injury. I said it out loud. Let me move down. Justin Herbert, the crown jewel, right? Oh, my God. He's been entering into his 7th season. And, you know, you don't hear many fans of the Chargers land saying, hey, get it done, man. And by the way, he's getting paid $250 million himself, y'all. Can y'all put out his playoff record? You know, yeah. Y'all let me know what his Justin Herbert playoff record is and beyond. And he has shown some elite arm talent. You know, he got him a good coach. I think that the Chargers heading into the 2025 season, they're going to be even better. They may have a little harder of a schedule there, but they're going to be good. And I can see Herbert being at 8, but he was an able-bodied, healthy man last year. He should be good. Baker Mayfield was considered trash can juice in Cleveland. Yeah. Considered a bigger, or it may be the same height and statue, but a wider Johnny Manziel, right? He was considered that. They shipped him off to Carolina, and he looked even more of what's on the bottom of most people's feet. Then they shipped him off to the Rams, and he was there for a rental. And then he found his home, and I could be wrong on where he went as far as the order there. But we know he's been in Baker Mayfield been in Tampa Bay. And he been better ever since he's been in a better system. Yeah, we got a super chat. Son of John, $5.
Some people expect for Doc to be Joe Montana or Dan Marino. Doc is just a good QB and needs the same complement of good WR, RB, TE, and OL.
That, the craziest thing because Joe Montana was a 4th round draft pick, I believe. But some people are not old enough to remember. Man, he fell into the right graces, man. I mean, that's like falling into Beyonce after Jay-Z done left her or something. You fell into the right thing right there. You know what I'm saying? That's like you falling into Riri right now. You know what I'm saying? After she would probably leave her guy. That's $1 billion of things that you've fallen into. People fail to realize, man, how loaded that Niners team was. And Eddie DeBarlo and all of those boys were able to put things around, and stepped away. And I think Eddie DeBarlo, or whatever the owner's name, he even gave Jerry Jones advice. Don't fall in love with these players, man. Treat them like commodities, man. These are just assets. When they become liabilities, you got to get rid of them. It's better to get rid of them too soon than too late. And Jerry did the exact opposite. Shoot. Yes, indeed. Roger Craig and all of those boys, yes, indeed. Oh, he was a 3rd round. My bad. He was a 3rd round draft pick in 19 of 79. Yeah. Excuse my inaccuracy of the round he was drafted in. But he fell into a great situation. And then to this day, I can't stand him. I can't see how Dwight Clark was able to catch that football. Come on. Jeez. How was he able to catch that? I'm breathing heavily now. Jared Goff, the Goff effect. Similar to Baker Mayfield to a degree. And he had his, look, they even said it in the caption here. Had a career resurgence in the last 2 seasons. I wonder why. Can y'all explain to me what kind of weapons they put around Goff? Or were they playing putt-putt before those 2 seasons? Come on. VA boy says ASAP Rocky is a genius. Yeah, you ain't lying. Yes, indeed. Shoot. That Riri is a billionaire, boy. Jeez. Yeah, Baker was the best thing for Cleveland, to be honest. That's from my guy Montana. Yeah. Yeah, so what you see here is that he completed 72.4% of his passes, 4,629 yards, 37 touchdowns. And without run game, man, he's dog water. You take Gibbs away and the other kid, I forgot his name, Montgomery, you take them away, that brother was dog water, wasn't he? Oh, Goff need run game. Goff need, oh my gosh, is that a mystery? Oh, is that a mystery? You took away run game and then all of a sudden he looked trashy. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, you take away Jameson Williams. Oh, he don't have a deep threat no more. He need weapons, more than one. Ford don't need that over here, though, And the defense, boy, that defense was nice. If I'm not mistaken, they did have a top-tier defense. Now, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin got hurt over there in Detroit land last season, which was a very, very disheartening. I think that if the defense were to stay afloat, they would have been better. Since the time I've been doing these content creations, 15-2, I never got a chance to go to PFF and see our defense ranked around here. I never got a chance to see this fifth on the defensive side. I never got a chance to see that. Goff needed it. I wonder how much that propelled and helped him out. Jeez. That's okay, man. Shout out to Goff and them. Let me get back to the article here. Hurts, number 5 on this list. That's where they really is mad and angry, upset. Hurts, I truly believe that regardless of how we push this around, this and that, he's a real good quarterback. See, people think I'm going to go over here and hate on Hurts. You can't hate the infrastructure on a team that say, hey, I got a quarterback. I know his limitations. I'm not finna increase his limitations. I'm finna reduce it by giving him run game, giving him 2 studs of wide receivers on both sides. We're going to do the tush and the push, and then on top of that, we're going to make sure we solidify our defense and offensive line. If you look at it, for what the Cowboys did with Dak and what the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts, the exact opposite. Now, granted, even with the shortcomings of adding 2, because people would think that what we do by adding a James Washington or Brandon Cooks to a degree or any of those other ancillary pieces that it would have been equivalent to what the Eagles been doing. No. It's not even in the same hemisphere. But there's one thing that you can literally say with Hurts. He don't have to ask for nothing. They're going to make sure that they're going to have run game. They're going to have 2 wide receivers that you're going to have to make the business decision on. Do you roll coverage one way or do you bracket coverage the other way? They're going to make sure. Whereas us, we're going to telegraph everything. Well, the pie. Man, we don't hear no cherry pie, apple pie, alibi, or none of that stuff with the Eagles. They just go out there and do it. Make it done. Man, they may sign a guy tonight. Breaking news. Boom, 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 boom. They break it. Breaking news. The Eagles done pulled, what's the guy? Aaron Donald out of retirement, for 1 year. That's what they do. Whereas it's a long conversation. It's a long conversation with the Cowboys. We would sit there and parade in 2022. I kid you guys not. Oh, man, we were working to get Brandon Cooks here. We were trying to get this deal done, but the final stroke of the hour, our ink pen ran out of ink, and therefore we can't sign him, but we got T.Y. Hilton, and that's the same calling card. Every single year. We were like the George Pickens deal, that really happened fast, right? But it was already rumored 2 or 3 weeks ago, It's just like anything and everything that we do is telegraphed. I would love to hear one day that we wake up one day and we sign a notable guy, you know what I'm saying? A notable player. But, man, we talked about Odell Beckham. We sent him to the Mavs game. We getting autographs. We got other players talking about him. Then he ended up going to L.A. getting him a ring, or to the Rams and getting him a ring. Or however that went, that storyline went. That's what we do. That's the cow. We got to overcome all of that stuff. Whereas this team, the Eagles, they were signing a guy like a thief in the night, you know. You're like, look how long that Jalen Ramsey story was hanging all over our head. Like, man, Jalen Ramsey got a house in Dallas, man. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey we saw Jalen Ramsey at Walmart, man. For him to go to another team. What's the other guy? DeAndre Hopkins. Man, we talked about weeks. Well, DeAndre Hopkins there. Then he ended up going to Walmart. Going to the Eagles. We went to the Ravens. Or he went to the Chiefs or something like that. There's something about discretions that I wish the Cowboys can adopt, but we telegraph all our moves. So, therefore, we got to work even harder. We do. But shout out to him, man. He had made his second Super Bowl and won one, and he got everything put into the right places there, and he's number 5. He's number 5. Shout out to him. Now, Burrows. While the Cincinnati struggled in 2024, Burrows had his best season. He completed 70.6% of his passes, 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns, both career high, helped Jamar Chase achieve the receiver triple crown, led the league in receptions with 127, 1,708 yards, and 17 touchdowns from Jamar Chase. I kid you guys not. If the role was reversed, let me just say this. I have no ill will because I would be happy as a kid in a candy store, fat kid in a candy store. You know what I'm saying? If we had Joe Burrows and the history of Dak probably never existed and all of this good stuff. Yeah, on Earth 14, maybe we do have Joe Burrows. In the 3-ladder and the 4-ladder networks, they'll be talking about Joe Burrows. That he can't get it done. Garbage time stats. Empty calorie stats. Yeah, but can he win the big game? That would be the storyline. Burrow, and then Dak somewhere winning all these rings and all of this stuff on the other Earth 14. We'd be like, hey, that dude Dak right there, he nice, But over here on Earth 14, it would be like, hey, that Joe Burrows, man. Yeah, he's an accident waiting to happen. They would have made all of those things. He got Jamar Chase, Higgins. He got Tupac and Biggie in the backfield, and they can't hit him up nowhere. They just get a lot of stats and can't win the game when it counts the most. They'd have been hating at the other kid. They got 18 sacks a season, Trey Hendrickson. They would have been hating on him too, like they hate on Parsons. But they get a real easy pass because nobody gives a damn about Cincinnati. Nobody gives a damn about Cincinnati. Nobody. They got good uniform. That's the only thing that's good in Cincinnati. No offense to Ohio, But y'all know I'm telling the truth. He's already the greatest quarterback to ever play in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. Boomer Esiason like, hey, wait a minute. Andy Dalton like, hey, wait. But that's just the reality of it. They can't sell tickets in Cincinnati. They can't. I digress. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. I'm not even going to pull up his numbers and none of this stuff. But we know that the Ravens, they've been drafting a wide receiver in the first round. Probably ever since he's been there. They always had top-tier defense ever since he's been there. But he can't win the big job when it counts the most. He don't get that. He don't get that. He got one more playoff win than Dak. Hey, by the way, Lamar Jackson, he's a $250 million quarterback too, by the way. And on top of that, he's a first-round talent. First round, not third, not fifth. And he can't get it done. I wonder why. Y'all let me know. Now, to a degree, Zay Flowers did get hurt right before that game or right before the postseason, so it took away a weapon. I guess he needs more weapons, y'all. Yeah, I guess he needs more weapons. He had. Can you imagine? Close your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. You already know Dak Prescott record when the running back is averaging 5 yards or more per toe. Henry was averaging right at 5 yards per toe for the majority of the season. I can't make this stuff up. Yes, they supposed to win. How you cover that? The looks, put it like this. Lamar Jackson, entirety of his career, he don't have to throw into quarters defense. Yeah. They trying to stop the run. They ain't trying to stop the throws. Every pass I want y'all to look at Lamar Jackson is a telegraph pass to a guy that's one-on-one. He ain't throwing into triple or double coverage. You're always going to have a spy on Lamar, and you're always going to have to stop the run first, not passing. But that's a whole nother conversation. He's number 3 on this list. Shout out to him. And he's very athletic, right? And number 2, Mahomes entering into 2025 season with a chip on his shoulder. I'm quite sure that this guy's untouchable. Oh, yes, he's untouchable. But on this list is such a disrespectful list that if you have to rework this list, you got to put Mahomes 1 and Burrows maybe 2, if that's the case in the scenario. But that's a whole nother conversation for the nation. I'm not finna get into these details. But I would tell you that with Pat Mahomes winning those 2 Super Bowls on a downward spiral, which they supposed to be declining, right? Now, all of a sudden, they supposed to have a little bit more money in cap space, and they should have went and got more and more resources, more and more pieces. They went and got Hollywood Brown last season, by the way. Don't get me twisted. Nobody talks about those things. That's the one guy that we ain't going to really beat up too much because he got him a ring, multiple rings. But we can say to this point, they had the number 2 defense in the National Football League. And if he needed the number 2 defense in the National Football League, what the hell do Dak Prescott need, right? Come on with it. We going to need, in order for us to compete against these guys, can we get something that's going to be equaling to even out the playing field? Because if I were to do a quick study, outside of Burrows, all of these guys had top 10 defenses, believe it or not. That's crazy. Outside of Burrows. And on top of that, to be even crazy with this, last year's Bengals defense was still better than the Cowboys. Just to be fair with it, But that's a whole nother conversation. The number 1 on this list is Joshua Allen. The man that can do it all. They saying that he got the mindset and the legs of Cam Newton, the arm of John Elway, and the cerebral vision of, dare I say, Joe Burrows. He can do no wrong. So this should be a make it or break it year because they paid him his money. They're going to talk about APY, but that brother over here, Joshua Allen, is getting paid $90 million more than Dak Prescott. I ain't counting money, but that's a little bit way north of $250 million, by the way. And what I'm saying is with Josh Allen, I don't want to hear a single word about he don't have this and he don't have that. And they adopted the tush and the push for him. He had over about 5 or 6 or maybe 8 touchdowns from the 1 yard line, So it is for what it is. It is for what it is. Oh, he had 12 rushing touchdowns. 28 touchdowns in the air. 3,731 yards in the ground, in the air, throwing the ball everywhere. Yeah. So we will see how Josh Allen looked this year, and he better win him a Super Bowl. He better, because he going up against the greats, Drew Bledsoe, Jim Kelly. You know, he got to live up that legacy there. You know, yeah. Yo, it better be, hey, Super Bowl or bust. What's the excuses? They ain't gonna do that to him. $390 million contract that he got, or something around that way. You know, they ain't gonna talk about that. Josh Allen, since entering the league, been an interception machine. Yeah, but you know, they better say, hey, you know, out of all of these people on this list that I've ran over, I don't know what they owners sound like, but I can book it, and you can book it, that none of these owners said, hey, man, you got to do now less with more. You know what I'm saying? Or more with less. Yeah. You got to do more with less now because we paying you, and you need to get it done. No, they try to add more and more pieces, more and more resources. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. So that's what I'm getting at with all of this. And the next subject matter is of Trevon Diggs. Is Trevon Diggs. So if we're going to talk about this, let's break this down to this point. If it smells bad, if it's not to the degree that you want it to be, and if it's a situation in a scenario that you, my friend, need to correct that smelling, you got to get in control. Let's talk about that. And that is from our guys over here. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
No doubt, man. My guy says Mandalorian. That is wild, ice cold cowboy. Boy, you crazier than cat hair. Yeah, in Mando, the visible cream lasts up to 72 hours, right? Not saying that you got to test them on that, right? But you can purchase it and use promo code LAW to give it a test. I recommend, man, wash that ass. Wash that once a day, man. Come on, man, or twice, you know. But don't be sitting here saying, hey, man, I got Mando on. It should be good for 72 hours. But at the end of the day, if you do decide, visit mando.com and use promo code LAW, or mando.shop.com and use promo code LAW and get things going. But don't test it now. Don't test it on trying to wait to the 72 hours and pulling the Jerry Jones effect when they like to take their time. That's the Eagles cream. Law, this is from Reginald, my bad. Law, then the fault the media, we know what our problem is and will be. Yeah. I mean, come on with it, you know. It is the expectations. It is. Like, you can't go to Alaska and say, hey, man, why is it cold, man? Why is it so damn cold? Right? You know for sure that you're going to have to layer up when you in Alaska. And you can't go to Texas, especially Dallas, and say, hey, why is it so hot? So with the Cowboys, the expectations normally that we got to expect that we're going to get hit with the wee-woo, in the words of Boss Cowboy Sports. We're going to get hit with the low-hanging fruit stuff. But what I'm doing here is swaying the minds of maybe 3 to 4% of you guys. That's all. I'm not going to change the entire fan base, but 3 to 4% of you guys thinking and understanding like I think and understand it, then that helps alleviate some of it, right? You know, there's a time to hate. There's a time to love. There's a time to cheer. There's a time to support. And what I'm trying to do is align those times up together. Toxic Tom says, I lived in Alaska. Can't confirm it. It's cold. It's cold in Alaska, man. I can deal with the heat, get up under the AC, but, man, when it's colder than polar bear nuts, man, you got to get up out of there, man. Ain't a lot of Tyrones and brothers up there in Alaska. No shade or offense to anybody that live in Alaska with a melanated skin. But, man, with these wide nose and big lips and all of these features we got, that's more landing ground for that cold to tear you up. Yeah. Shoot, my beer will be frozen over here, solid. So it's best to move to a warmer climate. That's just for what it is. Yeah. So when we start talking about these things, especially my guy Trevon Diggs, I would rather for him to struggle with this weight, trying to get his lower body mechanics and all of that stuff together, opposed to out there in the strip club throwing wands, racing people outside of it, and as well as racing cars, right? And granted, I know he got 7 kids, probably another one on the way, and he's not even 25 or 26, right? He still got Similac on behind his ears. But at the end of the day, I don't see the notion of why we would excoriate him or sully him for working out, because this is not the tenacity of the video, man. Where the intensity at? No. This man is trying to recover and get back on a good foot, and he's documenting it. Yeah, he's documenting. And that's good because he's feeding us with content. Shout out to Trevon Diggs and whoever shot this video, because we're going to make some content out of it. And we could see that, he's got no braces on his legs, right? And he's free-legging it. And on top of that, he's trying to get back on to this particular platform as it relates to the Cowboys. Now, would I like to see Diggs week 1? No, I got to see a little bit more. See, this constructive criticism right here, Take your time. What's the rush? I'm a dog. I'm a mutt. Come on. Fun facts. Let me go over here. Fun facts. Bobby states here, fun facts, only 9 QBs drafted in the first round have won a Super Bowl. I know one of them. Yeah. What round was Roger Staubach drafted in? Help me out. I know he was going to the Navy or Marines or Army. Who got the historical information on Roger? What round was he in? Yeah. But Troy was the first round draft pick. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna see what round y'all know. And we're gonna go back and talking about Trevon Diggs. Yeah. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. Aikman, Mahomes, Bradshaw, Aaron Rodgers, Toxic Tom. He giving us all of the names. Yeah, appreciate y'all not using ChatGPT. Peyton Manning, right? He's first round draft pick. Stafford, he's a first round draft pick. Who else? That damn Matt Ryan's supposed to have one, but he made me mad that year. Yeah. So Aikman, Mahomes, Bradshaw, Steve Young was drafted in the first. Yeah, Troy was first overall. Wait a minute. Bobby talking about in the first round, though. I love these experiments here. Stafford, y'all give them to me. Eli, Peyton Manning, to both of the Mannings. So if you get a Manning, you're going to get a Super Bowl, right? That's how the rules work. Arch Manning coming to Dallas, baby.
Yeah, on paper,
Oh, my gosh, man.
That's where the guts went, just dropped them.
Seabass said, they went straight to AI search. Ben Roethlisberger, right? Every time I see Ben was drafted in the first round, sure was, huh? That's it. That's all of them. Y'all named them all. Yep. Rogers, oops, he slid all the way to the 20. I would ask AI Tisha, but I got her on break right now. All right, so back to Trevon Diggs and them. I think that with Diggs, I'm not telling y'all, man, support Diggs in everything and anything. But there's an old saying, man, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Or just say, hey, man, like the video, keep moving. But, man, to trash the guy and say he ain't going to be no good, even if you're right, man, come on, you don't want to be right, do you? Right, this is like those who say, man, Dak trash, he would never win a Super Bowl. I mean, you a Cowboy fan, you want that to be right? Yeah, I'm right, Law, I'm right. Yeah, but come on, man. Something about positivity, something about wordplay, man. Come on with it, But at the end of the day, come on. The Cowboys also, let me see if I don't know where it went to. Here you go. This Diggs right here versus Elijah Moore. And this is a little one-off rep. Yeah. Oh, he undercut him. Look, just by, watch how this is in phase, y'all like, in breaking route, there's only one way you can go with it. That, don't y'all see what I'm saying? Do you see what I see? A star. Yeah. That's in phase right there. If he stayed out of phase, he would have stayed on the top. He stayed on top of the route. Yeah. But he's still, them instincts right there, y'all. Them instincts right there, baby. You look, man. So I can't wait to break that down. I wish I had more angles and different plays, man, but they spoon feeding us right now, boy. Yeah, see how he sink his hips? That boy sat on that, look, sit on it, yeah. There's only one way you can go. Now, he did an out and up, then he just done. He toast. Yeah. If he planted his foot and went back upfield, it would have been over with. But he can tell by the angle and the leverage of the play that he fed him inside. He did an out and up, oh, my God. Or in break and up, oh, my God. It would have been over with. But it's good to see Diggs out there. And that's what I wanted to see. Can he cut on that damn leg? And he cut right there, y'all. Watch he cut. Yup. You can tell his feet, he's still stomping his feet. He got to get in stride a little bit better. But, hey, he hip to hip. I think Elijah Moore is one. Elijah Moore skill set is short area quickness. He's a burner. Y'all look up Elijah Moore's 40 time. Because I think Elijah Moore, if that's the same Elijah Moore that I'm thinking of, he's a 4.3 or a 4.4 guy. Now, Diggs do got him on height. He mirrored pretty good. Leveraged the field pretty good. Let me know what Elijah Moore is, And I get it. Seabass, hey, he still looks slow, though. Yeah, man, shoot. But keep in mind, as a DB, if I'm playing boundary, I'm funneling everybody inside anywhere. So that play right there, I want Mears Learfield to light him up like a Roman counter. You know what I'm saying? Kenneth Murray going to be there. Or one of the safeties going to be there. So if you driving them inside, I love that. Got traffic there. Yeah, drive the player inside. Shoot. That's what I would do. That's what I would do to him. Shoot. That play looked good. Y'all let me know, man. Y'all got the scouting report on Elijah Moore. Yeah. Law, that's your job to give us a scouting report. Now, come on, Law, do your job, man. Yes, indeed. But, man, I think that the government right now is dropping a lot of flies in Texas. They said the U.S. government planned to release billions of flies over Mexico in Texas to fight a flesh-eating maggot. Now, maggots, in my thoughts, in my understanding, that they only eat dead flesh. So if these upgraded maggots are eating live flesh, then that's a whole problem for us. But from my knowledge and my understanding, let me know, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, if somebody, even if it's the government system, if they drop 1 billion flies and it land on your house and it eat away your valuable property and beyond, maggots do turn into flies. That's crazy. So the U.S. government plans to release billions of flies over Mexico and Texas to fight flesh-eating maggots. I don't know, bro. Maggots do turn into flies. But if you do have that situation and you can't afford an attorney and your attorney looking like this, yeah. If your attorney looking like this and you try... Shut up! You try to win that case. It's going to be tough for you all. So all I'm going to say here, ladies and gentlemen, I got a better suit of an attorneys that you may have to reach out to, regardless if it's a fender bender or maggots falling out of the sky or flies themselves falling out of the sky while you're driving and somebody turn left or turn right and they run into you and they T-bone you, so you won't have to go get this attorney. And he may be a damn good attorney for you. But let me tell you, you need to call these folks, man.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
That's 214 or 817. In all of the threes, you can dial. Hey, man, like I said, that's the fly you was talking about. If they drop 1,000 of them out the air, boy, the world gonna be in trouble because he's gonna be like, shut up. But call Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. They're located here in the heart of Dallas. They know the terrain, and they will be able to assist you on all of your pains and trials and tribulations and turmoil. But you just got to reach out to them. And if you can't dial that number, visit frankelfirm.com. They will have someone to direct you to get you going in the best way possible. Cowboy Nation, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. I want it to be synonymous. Well, when you think Cowboys, you think Frenkel and Frenkel. When you think law, you think Frenkel and Frenkel. So if you hit your pinky toe at work, or your boss or your supervisor bump into you and you fall out and you're laying out all like Family Guy, reach out to Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. They will assist you. And that's right.
Darren Posey, $5. Law that was Reverend Al Sharpton grandnephew.
That was Reverend Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, he damn near about to disappear, ain't he? But my number is 657-390-7391. That's my hotline for your mind. And speaking of that, from the 562, we got Aaron, man. You're live, not Rogers. But, man, talk to me, man.
So, Law, you've been spitting facts for hours. Like, God damn, Law.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
He said, nice. He said, sit back for this hour, watch these facts. Nah, man, but you said everything I wanted to say. You know,
right.
Like, I've been reading the comments. What's his name? Ice Cold Cowboy? That boy's a fool. Yeah, that boy's a fool.
What he been saying, man? What he been saying?
Man, Ice Cold Cowboy going, he's spitting facts too, man. You gotta read his comments.
Okay, I'm gonna
read
them.
Nah, a lot. Well, since you mentioned everything else in the chat, I just want to give you an opinion on Would you rather sign Sante Samuel Jr. or Gilly?
Both. but
True.
but I at this point I think Gilly would be more of a value for us because we know for sure we don't want to rush Trevon Diggs, even though it's looked very promising of him running around, moving around, and we don't want to rush Revel. But what we want to do is transfer Gilly's mindset and brain to Revel and to Carson's, right? To those youth guys that's on this team that could be beneficial down the stretch. Now, the cherry on the top will be a guy like Asante Samuel Jr. I think that he would bring in a lot of competition far as that slot position, and that will help us out. I don't think that Matt Eberflus would put him on the outside, but it is for what it is.
It is. So, I mean, damn.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it.
So, like, because I'm like, okay, so prioritize, wouldn't you put Bland back in slot then? Or who's going to be outside corners?
Yeah, people say, like,
I thought Bland did an outstanding job when he was a slot.
Yeah, and I like my guy John Machota takes on that. Like, they're not going to, even if Bland do play inside at the slot, they still going to pay him like a top-tier corner, right? Because slot position is such a very much so necessary spot. But just by, even though Bland is not a confrontational person, but I am a little bit, he don't want to play that goddamn slot. You know what I'm saying? He want to play on the outside. He want all of the challenges, man. So he want to play on the outside. I'm just speaking for him because I know what was told to me. But if he plays inside, I get it. You know, he's very aggressive. He's plays in phase. He tackles well. He covers well. And two-way goals is very hard to do. And we're going to see if we don't solidify this interior spot, we're going to see how valuable Jordan Lewis was for us.
You know he was valuable to us.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying. Like, I would move Bland, but see, if I would move Bland back into the slot.
Yeah, if only if we get like a Gilly or somebody. Now, Kyrie Elam out here and all of this great stuff, but at this point, I'm like Thomas in the Bible, man. I'm gonna have to see it, my natural self. I'm gonna have to make sure when I go. That's why it's important I go out that Oxnard so I can see it. I love reading clips and storylines. But that was me back in 2012 and 2008. You know what I'm saying? I need to be out there so that I can see, because I don't trust nobody that tells me third and fourth stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go with this one. How long did it take Peyton Manning to win his first playoff game?
Oh, man, I think 5 or 6 years, but it took him ultimately about 8 or 9 to win that Super Bowl.
8 or 9 years to win one, right? And that was with the Colts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, you can't rush greatness.
I mean, compare, here's the thing is with Peyton Manning, that he was blessed, man, to have edge. His start, like he went from Marshall Faulk for 1 year. Then he went to Edgerrin James. Yeah, like come on, man. You know, and then he had Marvin Harrison his entirety. Yeah. And Reggie Wayne.
With Reggie Wayne. Then Reggie Wayne. Yeah,
Dallas Clark.
Just making sure.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, damn.
I mean,
I know you got a line.
Yeah. 6 years if they saying in the chat. No, you the only one on the phone, bro. Everybody else still.
Oh, so we can keep talking.
Yeah, we get busy with it, man. Sure. You co-host now.
Well, check this out then. I forgot that Malik Hooker played with Matt Eberflus back in when he was with the Colts. So you think that relationship is going to help that back end or the safety group a little bit better?
It will, because he's going to be damn near like the green dot, the brain of the operation to get everybody up to speed.
You think so? You have Malik Hooker as a green dot?
Well, technically not, but because he's going to put the linebacker on that, but by him already knowing what Eberflus trying to exhibit, you know, that it's going to be beneficial to everybody. Like, he's going to get back to to playing his kind of caliber of football on the roof, sliding sideline to sideline, and having certain run fits and responsibilities there. So the only thing that slowed Malik Hooker down when he was in Coastland is injuries, right? Remember, he didn't get healthy until he got to Dallas. He was a hurt guy. And his comp was, and I hate to mention this, but his comp was Ed Reed. I'm not saying you're gonna get Ed Reed out of Malik Hooker. You know, you'll find a person that's closer to Ed Reed on Harry Hines than Malik Hooker at this point. But I would say that at this point, all we need for a safety spot, and I know you play ball, is that they supposed to be the last line of defense.
Man.
Yeah, so you got to have your other people, your other contemporaries make plays.
So that makes I would push Wilson into the box. I'm not dropping him back.
Facts. He had 5 sacks last season, man. He couldn't cover nothing, man. Shoot.
I need you in the box to stop the run.
Yeah, he a box
or
fit
cover
guy.
anything short.
Yeah. Four side, no safety. Yep.
Who was our middle linebacker?
Last year, it was Eric Kendricks.
No. Yeah, I know last year. I'm talking about this. Who's going to be the middle linebacker this year? Is this a chance for Damone Clark to come back to the field?
Damone, my guy, but I think Kenneth Murray going to be slighted just like ahead of him. Zach Sanborn, they fighting to whether or not they're going to move him at that Mike spot. But this is a young man's game. I'm rooting for Mears Learfowl to not to be the green dot guy or the middle, but I'm looking for him to step it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want him to be the right. I like Damone. Overshown as the left. Who would you have for that middle? That's what I like. Because those are the 2 young linebackers we got. They fast. They can get sideline to sideline. They can drop. I need a veteran guy as a middle linebacker.
See, here's the thing, though, too. Overshown, Mears Learfowl, Shamar James, and all of those guys, they are the future. We know that. And if we saw a glimpse of, like, I'm telling you for real, dog, if we saw a glimpse of, like, good linebacker play from Mears and Overshown, when they had Scott McCurley as their linebackers coach, I think that this coach right here, I forgot how to say that man's name, that weird name, he's going to have a field day with these boys. Bangaza or something like that. I think that's his name. But he's going to have a field day with these guys because it's going to be true linebacker coaching in leadership in there. And I know Scott McCurley probably listening right now and say, I can't stand that law, dude, but I'm just telling y'all for what it is, man. It's going to be a whole lot better. And to this point, coaching makes such a difference. If you look at what's the guy name that played for the damn 49ers, that linebacker there.
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner. You look at Fred Warner. He was a safety converted to a linebacker. But by him having that coach that's now over Texas as his coach, linebackers coach, he taught him the game at an alarming rate of being able to help him out in so many ways to see the field the way he see it. If people really look at Mears Learfowl tape, I'm not saying that he's Fred Warner, but his coverage skill set and his coverage ability is up there, bro. I'm thinking Mears Learfowl could be a safety. Yeah. He could be a safety, but he's a linebacker, and he's in a linebacker frame too because he gained that little weight, and he's a good covered linebacker. I think that Mears Learfowl could be a hidden weapon for us. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Okay. Mears Learfowl. Y'all look out for Mears Learfowl. Yeah.
Man, I'm rooting for him too. I'm hoping Tyler. Was Tyler got any problem last year? Was he weak or he just couldn't get right?
Man, it goes back to this old saying. I know it's nasty, but if you right-handed and you try to wipe your backside with the opposite hand, try to do it. Weird. It's gonna feel weird, man. Yeah. So they try to baptize this man in the name of Myles Garrett and all of those phenomenal edge rushers that he had to go up against. It sounds
He went
good
to a
though.
first, bro.
It sounds good to say, yeah, man, we're gonna throw this rookie out here with the Wolves. But sometimes they don't come back as Wolves. Shoot, yeah.
Man, they come back as kittens.
They come back gashed and bruised. And then it's not like we had a class personified, damn good offensive line coach last year, too. So you did all of that with a guy stuck in his ways. I mean, he was still he was on this team coaching when Tom Landry was here, you know. So it just been a wreck.
Damn.
Yeah. But of course he went to other places. Yeah, but that's how old he was, man, or is. Shout out to Solari, but man, God dog.
Yeah. Okay. George Pickens, we good. Tight end, we good. Ferguson's gonna have a breakout year. Damn. We mainly is covered. The concern is on defense.
I think the offense is going to be a little bit ahead of the defense.
There's always ahead of defense, but then eventually defense catches up. Then we start talking about the offense again.
Yeah.
Can't score in the red zone. They not running the ball well. It's okay.
Yeah. And see, it's the small things, bro. With this offense, when we get inside that red zone, don't get too cute. Don't get too fancy with it. You know, a little eyeshadow here and there is nice, but too much makeup, you look like a clown. So what I want the Cowboys to do, if we're at the 1 yard line, man, pound that thing in there, man. Don't try to do all cutesy and do reverse flicker and all of this stuff. And
man, throw fade to CeeDee Lamb. Nah, bro, run the ball.
Just run that ball in there, man, and get it in there, man. Look, less flash, just get the splash. Because here's look at what the Bills did. The 12 touchdowns, I think he had about 8 to 9 of them. I'm talking about Josh Allen from the push tush or tush push. They adopted that from the Eagles. The Eagles themselves, I think, y'all know how many Jalen Hurts touchdowns he had in the red zone. Just do it. That's what I would do if I'm the Cowboys. You got Joe Milton. If you're at the 1 inch or the 1 yard line, put the ball in the 6'5", 245-pound frame and push him in there. You know, get the touchdown.
Man.
But Cowboy fans make it about such a bullsugar stuff that they be like, Joe Milton better than Dak because he got 5 touchdowns. Man, bump all of that. I just want to win.
Bump all that.
Yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah,
that's the other arguments somebody made. Oh, he went to the conference championship. He did this and this and that. But did you win?
Did you win though? You know?
Did you win the Super Bowl?
Did you win, man?
No.
I got MJ to jump in now though, man, to relieve you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man.
Anytime.
Yes, indeed, man. It's a good call from Aaron, man, from the 562, not Rogers though. But y'all get with what I'm saying, man. Let's just go to touchdown. Look, when I was out there in Oxnard, they had a goal line package. For us to never see it, they had Zeke, Hunter, Lupke, and I forgot the other guy. I think it was Royce Freeman or something like that. All 3 of them big boys in the backfield. And they were scoring every time. And then we never saw that package in real life, you know? Like, why show us that in Oxnard if y'all ain't going to ever do it, you know? So just do the simple things, Cowboys. Look, all of that fancy stuff, just get the touchdown. I just hope. Because here's the other side of it, too. The need to be right is a very dangerous drug. And I'm thinking that Mike McCarthy always wanted to prove a point that he's a quarterback whisperer, that he can make quarterbacks do this and that, and he can throw the ball all over the field and don't play to his strengths. I'm not beating up Mike since he's gone. I'm not beating him up. But we got too fancy at times. Look, if you go back to that Cincinnati game, this is even when Dak Prescott wasn't even on the field. We had 5 minutes left in the game. We driving. We just ran a good big play down the stretch. Y'all want y'all to go back to the Cincinnati game. So regardless of whether or not a Warrior or whoever his name touched the ball or not touched the ball, we got a 5-minute drive. And we just came off of a good run, a 9-yard run, a 10-yard run, or something like that. And this fool gonna go empty and throw the ball 3 times. 3 times, like, dude, we running the ball, play the rule of 8. But he wanted to throw the ball. And we ended up, I think we was on that drive, got to the 50 to 45, and we had to punt it away or something like that. And here Joe Burrows goes to push the ball and score all the way down the field. Now, granted, hindsight is 2020. I'm glad that we did lose that game, by the way. We would have been picking even further back on the draft or what have you. But some of the things just take common sense. Some of the things just take common sense. Run the ball. I think that Mike McCarthy was allergic to running the ball because at that time he wanted to win a certain way. I just want to win, Shoot, just want to win. Let me get my brother in from the 206. MJ, you in the mix. Talk to me, bro.
What up, Law? How you doing, brother?
And all is well, man. Talk to me, man.
Look what you just said. Even in that camp, and people gonna think this foolish. Royce Freeman was running better than all them guys.
Yeah, it was a package. Yeah, that was the package. It was Royce Freeman.
Oh my God.
It was Royce Freeman, Hunter Luepke, and Zeke in the backfield. All three of them. And I was like,
they couldn't stop it.
They couldn't stop it. They did it about 4 or 5 times.
Them too big. You can't stop that.
We never saw that in the National Football League with the Cowboys last season.
Cowboys won't use nothing. They want to pass on the 1 yard line.
They pass.
That would change the game against San Francisco. And like me and you said, they was whooping San Francisco butt. San Francisco, you could see it in their eyes. The fans were quiet. We got 2nd and 2, and we throw a pass and get interception. After the dude break his ankle, instead of putting the other half back in that was running good, that other halfback got an attitude.
Yeah,
he's like, man, he could have used me. I could have got 2 yards.
And guess what? They was in their feelings. I forgot his name, Malik something, And I don't know if he's at Costco's or he doing Uber Eats now, but shoot, all he wanted was to get more touches, man. At that time, he was running good. He ran good the previous week. Yeah.
Look what you're saying, Law. That's why I don't understand when everybody see this the problem. And this for anybody that's doing podcasts.
Right.
Well, I get so frustrated with the podcasters, Law, because it's gloom and doom. And you trying to, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of podcasts is doing a Mike McCarthy. They want to be right.
The need to be right.
Everybody want to be right.
Yeah.
You ain't know. And that's our problem with a lot of us. We go on these two, and you got the fans turning on people. No, man. It's Law. If I draft you, Law, I'm going to give you your chance. And if you are doing my top running back, I'm keeping you. That's a sign. That means you better than my top running back.
That point, exactly. Yeah.
And don't listen to the fans. Because the fans going there with that foolishness. Oh, this guy. Y'all listen to these podcasters. Man, any one of these 4 halfbacks on the Cowboys team now could run for 1,500 yards. Easily. If they go to another team, and it always happens, they go to another team, Law, and run for 1,600 yards. Oh, he didn't run for the because they run the damn ball and they got a better scheme. That's why. Yeah, the Cowboys scheme sucks. And it's been sucking for all these years. Man. Now you got an offensive line coach with a coordinator. All 3 of them guys know what they're gonna do. Right. That the offensive linemen is trying to bulldog you. Everybody pumped. So I don't agree with no podcaster. I hope you hear with the goofy. Y'all acting like none of these halfbacks are bums, and these halfbacks go to any other team and be good. I'm hoping for Maffa, because Maffa ran a 4.48, and I watched his tape for Clemson. That big old boy, we need a big back like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big back, yeah.
Big back. And you, like you said, like you like them big back. We like that big. That's our problem. And then, like you said, we could.
Rumbo back, baby! Take the bra strap off. Let me see the big back.
Hey, but look,
that bra strap be looking like some biscuits, don't it? But what'd you say?
Law. I used to hear y'all, remember? I think it was the Carolina game. Oh, the Jag game.
Yeah.
And I had back, couldn't get 1 yard.
Yeah.
Number 20, remember that?
Yeah.
Who was the halfback we had?
Tony Pollard, man. It was against Miami.
Pollard couldn't get that 1 yard.
At Miami.
And then the next play, yeah. And
Miami,
then we look what I'm talking about. Why you not using a big back? Just like you said.
Big back. That broad strap, man. It's holding us back, right?
Law. And that's all law. And that's the problem with the Cowboys. You try to get cute, and we end up losing on dumb plays.
I would have pounded that thing up in there, man. It was like first and something or second. Hey, I would have had 3 tries at it at least, you know. Shoot, but they tried to get cute, man, with Tony and then the old boy fumbled and all that. So it was terrible, man. That Miami game was terrible, bro.
Oh my God. We lost a lot of games like that. I remember the Philly game when we was on the Philly 6-yard line and we got a holding call. We were about to win the game. And we lost that game in Philly. Remember that game?
Oh my God. But in closing, man. In closing, though, because I got some people to get in.
Hey, man, I'm just excited. I just want to get everybody a chance. We ain't going to know until that last preseason game.
Yeah.
How our backs look. Right now, I'm excited, and I get everybody a chance. You know, I ain't hating on no player, because how am I hate on him? He making money, shit. I'm over here working. So how the hell I'm going to talk about him? No. So I think everybody's talking about these players. These guys millionaires. You can call them a bum, but they're a millionaire, or you a millionaire.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
How about them Cowboys and support Law Nation? I'm going to see you 3 more weeks. Law.
Okay. All right. No doubt, man. That's my guy, man. Big back. All right, I got Los Altos, and I see my guy Toxic Tom, man. Hold tight for me, man. You next after Los, man, from the 580. You're live on the nation, man. Talk to me, man.
So what up, dog? I ain't talk to you in a minute.
I know it's been a good second, man. Been a good second, bro. What you got for the show today, bro?
I don't want to spend too much time. Nah, just I talked to Tuck today a little bit, through the chat. Wanted to put a couple things at ease on people's mind. I know it's not a lot to look forward to. Don't have a lot to go off of. But I was thinking about that defense. I know we had a lot of people talk about one tick, but I think Eberflus, the coaching staff is good first and foremost. But they're going to be able to, build off each other. They complement each other very well. And that 4-3, I think Eberflus is going to make it very simple and fun for the defense.
Right.
And in turn, Eberflus and the offensive coordinator, the offense side, they'll be able to mold the offense into what it's supposed to be or what it needs to be. So, yeah. I don't know. I see some people with some concerns, but I think it's something to look forward to, though, as we get into this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be shooting upfield with these 4 lighter bodies, and only use Mozzie and Jay Toya as a rotational situation, maybe minimize their snaps to 20 to 25 apiece, then that means we're gonna be playing with the lead, and if they don't go out here and get a veteran defensive tackle, they got some irons in the fire somehow. Then I'll say, man, the Cowboys really not that serious about their defensive tackle. And there'll be a situation and scenario that the front office done let us down, because they should at least attempt to bring in a veteran big boy in here. They should at least attempt it.
I don't disagree with it. I do believe that, like I said, if you think about it from a coaching standpoint, because y'all mentioned, having chemistry with certain players on the team when it comes to coaches. So if you're coaching, you already have established that players that you worked with, that player's strengths, so they at least know the expectations, so it's easy for you to move those pieces. Like Osa said, he would have been doing some of the things that he's being asked to do now, or he would have been balling out. And I think he realized that very early on. So, like I said, that's something I feel like we should look forward to.
Yes, indeed, man. I'm hastening the day, man. I can't wait to see it, man. Appreciate you for calling in, Chief.
For sure. All right, now.
Good call from him, man. That's the only thing. Like, I'm not beating up the ideology that they don't believe in this team, but I'm beating up the ideology. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you don't go at least pick up the phone and say, okay, we bringing in a veteran defensive tackle, right? And I ain't talking about a guy that work at UPS, Walmart, Uber Lyfts or Eats and all of this stuff. I'm talking about a bona fide fat boy that got some traction going, right? If they don't do that, then it's going to be like Mozzie and Jay, they must be showing the hell out in camp, right? The only thing to give them a little grace is maybe they are saying to themselves, let me at least see what Mozzie and Jay going to look like before we enter into the rest of this. All right, I got Toxic Tom, man, from the 717. You live on the Nation, bro.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Not
First
much,
off,
man.
hope you have good plans for this 4th of July Day weekend. Make sure none of y'all and your listeners are going to pull a JPP. If you're going to light it, throw it away, all right? Throw it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and also thanks for the good almost 2 hours of free content. So, hearing what everyone is saying to me, look, I'm not big on hopium at all. In fact, I gave up hopium in the Kool-Aid back in 2007 because it gets your blood sugar up. So I like to keep things a buck. When it comes to roster building, a lot of Cowboy fans to me remind me when I was a little kid and I went to my friend's house for the first time. Now, I grew up dirt poor, so that was what I knew. I knew the TV didn't work. I know the phone bill was, hit or miss. And I go to my friend's house. Hey, how come you can afford a PlayStation 2 and a GameCube? Wait a minute. How come you can have all this cool shit and it just opens your eyes? And then you look at other teams across the NFL and you see how they team build, and then you see what we do. It's like you see it and you bring it up constantly. And I really wish more people would take the time and see that most of the way that we team build is ass fucking backwards.
Facts.
And what I mean by this is, I'll give you an example of the Philadelphia Eagles because they're a division rival, and I hate the Eagles. Grew up in central Pennsylvania, and anyone who hasn't been to that part of the country before and is a Cowboys fan, I'm a missionary to you all. I'm doing the Lord's work in enemy territory. You get shit on constantly by Eagles fans, Giants fans, Commanders fans, anybody. You get shit on. And the thing that Cowboys do is they will go into the offseason and they'll pay a guy in a room like Osu Odigizua, and they'll say, we paid one defensive tackle. He needs to make up for all the deficiencies of all the other people in that room. Where the Philadelphia Eagles go, we're going to take 2 defensive tackles in the first round, one being Jalen Carter. We're going to pay Jerome Hargrave, and if you aren't good, we'll ship your fucking ass off to Siberia, and we'll get someone here that is going to be good. Same case with Jalen Hurts. They know that not a single quarterback can cover all the deficiencies of your team. They know that, and they knew that for years. And yet, and this is what pisses me off the most, the team that loves to brag about being worth the most in the entire world then has the fucking audacity to cry poor. Give me a fucking break. Because if you look at the Cowboys' cash spending, don't worry about the cap. And if anyone in there, the cap, it's accounting, and I do accounting for a living. You can manipulate the salary cap any way you want if you are willing to spend cash to make stuff happen. And I'll give you an example really quickly. 2 years ago, the Eagles owner sold a portion of his team ownership stake off so he could get more cash on hand. Why is that important? Because when Howie Roseman is freeing up contract spaces and freeing up, he is basically converting salary cap and future bonuses. You pay the player cash up front, it frees up cap space, and then they can push contract years 5 and 6 years out. So their cap hit gets lower, and that way they can go and sign guys to these cap-friendly deals right away. It's not about he's a genius. It's all about the owner is willing to spend money, and the GM is allowed to spend it. That's the secret to the formula, you all. And when I hear the Cowboys go out to Temu and freaking 5 and below, all these shitwad NPC players they bring in, and we're over here jonesing them up, man, it's not going to work. It's never going to work, and you can't overcome it. I don't care what line of business you are in, you will never overcome an owner that cares more about losing than winning and giving credit to someone else. It will never work.
Man, boy, you on fire with it, man. I don't got no rebuttal to what you saying right now. I'm just soaking it all in. Yeah.
There ain't enough Mando in the world to cover that stink. That's the fact. And when you see the type of people that Jerry Jones hires, wow, Mike McCarthy wanted it to do his way. And when his way wasn't working, did he go out and listen to other people and adapt? Fuck no. Sounds like our owner. So, it lines up perfectly. It's perfect. And the last thing I'll say is, with all this, I don't give a fuck about the rankings. Dak quarterback is my guy. Dak is my quarterback. And when you give Dak Prescott a team to work with, good things happen. When you let him try to win by himself, he could be the best quarterback in the entire world. 1 versus 53, you will always get your ass beat, no matter what. You will always lose. And with that, if you don't like Dak, you're free to leave anyway. You all have a good and safe 4th.
No doubt, man. That was one of the best calls, man, I've heard. Man, shout out to Toxic Tom, man. This dude, man, I just let him go, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do his job, man. Shoot. I ain't mad at him, you know. Yeah. He dead on. Only a fool would disagree. That man come with ether, you know. Ether Tom. You know, but at the end of the day, we got 2 more callers. I got 901. I got my guy Nation from the 682, but hold tight for me. I just want to say this. He's stating the truth, and it goes down crazily because it forces us to pick the side. We start talking about value, talk about worth. We start talking about the Pro Bowls that's kind of like jaded to a degree because people gonna vote to what they see the most. And if we getting all of these primetime games, then of course you're gonna know the silver and blue a lot better, right? And we get all of these things and we get inflated. It's like inflation a little bit. You know, the value of that particular situation is more inflated than anything. Now, I'm not saying that we can't win. I'm not saying that because we are making marginal moves here, but it's going to have to be
City
winning
Kid Charles, $5. Hi chatroom, I am late, but I see that intruder Eric is in here. Pay up or fly yourself out. 25 $25.
$25.
Damn!
You owe $25, man. 25 lighters on the dresser.
Dread it. Run from it.
She coming to collect. Sadiq, the collector, baby.
Now it's here.
That's our new nickname, Sadiq, the collector Charles. You know what I'm saying? Because she gonna collect, you know. And y'all better add here because she will hold you in contempt. Them old fines, man. You fool around and get in the slams. And you got to play them old fines. You can't get out until you get them old fines paid. Yeah, she coming to collect. I got my guy for the 901. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Nation? What's up, Long? Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to Grizz. Shout out to Ja. Shout out to Hardaway. Shout out to Tigers. And shout out to TSU always. One love.
I love my Jackson State, oh dear, Jackson Fair. Hey, look at Eric Attorney, man. I got Eric Attorney on the screen right now. But what you got for me for the 901, man? What you got for me, man?
I love Toxic Tom's take, but it's hit and miss with that too, because we have been competitive. You know, these last few years. Yeah. We have been competitive over the years. 2014, 09, 07, 8-8, 8-8, coming down to the last game of the year, all them years.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the culture. We got talent.
Right.
You know, hit or miss with the cornerback or running back. We don't know what's up. We got talent to make the playoffs.
Do you? Let me ask you this, though, and not to cut you off, but I am. You know, this dude named Speed, I Show Speed, I believe. He had raced against a guy named Ashton Hall about multiple times. You saw that, right? It was viral.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Life in football is just the same. It's a game of inches. It's not like he blew him out the woodshed. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was literally close all 4 times outside of the one he fell down. When you're talking about football and the overall teams of where we should be at, it always goes down to 1 or 2 plays. And I think that the team with the biggest depths and the ability to make the necessary adjustments and our inefficiencies, we can compete. But when it gets to the postseason, that's when everything condenses. So if you have inefficiencies during the regular season and you didn't fix those inefficiencies, it'll show up bright and early in the postseason. For example, in 2021, we were a very spectacular team,
Yep.
but we were a very undisciplined team. And guess what happened in the postseason?
Yep.
That undisciplinary situation showed up to us. In 2022, we were a team to make the adjustments. We tried to tone down some things. We got rid of some players we shouldn't have gotten rid of, right? And by you getting rid of some of that depth, I get it. Noah Brown, he did a good thing for us. T.Y. did a good thing for us. But that one player to alleviate some of the things that we needed was no longer here. His name was Amari Cooper, right? It's kind of like it's like going into war and you saying, okay, yeah, we good. We got Michael Irvin. We got Emmett. But you take away that one piece like an Alvin Harper, or if you take away Moose, I don't think that you win some of those games without those other guys that can help alleviate that. And the Cowboys have been such a stickler on the small things that it hurts the bigger things when it's time for to see the bigger picture.
Can the owners get out of their own way?
Yeah.
We know the owner's the guy. He has the money, the power, the last say. Can he take a back seat for one season, one playoff run, one critical game? Can the owner and his sons? Because I watch out for Jerry Jr. too, man. I think he's in the mix too. But can they step back and let coaching, take charge? And that's what we've been missing all these years, coaching. You said it yourself, undisciplined politics. Not
the personnel, getting into their feelings. Yeah, Those things hurt more. Those things hurt more. You get what I'm saying? Like our lack of depth as it relates to linebacker. That year in 2023, 12-5, team looked like we're rolling. That is not the time to lean on your spare tire. Look, LVE got hurt before the trade deadline, right? The Cowboys got to be able to have forecasts. They should be able to see down the stretch instead of looking at the bottom line, whereas we can continue to use these cheap products, right, and convert safeties to linebackers. That's an inefficient. You can beat up.
I think that year you talking about, we did try to go get Denarius Leonard from the Colts, and he ended up signing with the Eagles.
I mean
I think they did try that year.
That wouldn't have been enough because we had two holes on that linebacker. Think about this. Let me break it down this way. 901. We drafted Parsons to be a what?
Linebacker.
Right. So when our edge rusher went down, we moved Parsons from that spot that we drafted him for, right? And we moved him as an edge rusher. We still had avoidance area at linebacker. We never solidified that area. So what people were looking at, and most Cowboy fans, we fought amongst ourselves on who Parsons is. We fought the fact that, hey, he's a linebacker. Some people fought the fact that, he's an edge rusher. That is confusion. God is not the author of confusion. You can't win when you have confusion, right? Ken Norton was a linebacker. He wasn't an edge rusher, right? When we won games, there wasn't no levels of confusion. I need to know what your role is, what your responsibilities are. But the Cowboys will go into this situation and they would say, we win some regular season games and don't have the forecasting foresight to understand that when you get to the postseason, those good teams are going to make you play left-handed when you're right. And that's where our issues are at. We don't have the foresight or the forecast things because we always talking about with this pie stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got this pie that we got to spread out and do money and things like that. But Roquan Smith was right there. You could have gave up a third or a fifth or something like that. That's what the Ravens gave up, and they got him and they paid him. And they're not even talking about linebackers because he fits their identity of what they do and what they are. And the Cowboys just don't do that.
Well, moving forward, we want wins and losses, but I want to see progression.
There you go.
I want to see competitiveness. I mean, this schedule is brutal. KC, the Chargers. You know, Denver's going to be tough. Our division's going to be tough. Don't sleep on the Giants. Something just doesn't feel right to me about the Giants. The way that Giants been getting beat up all these years. I think they're set to, push forward. And I think the Commanders going to take a step back. And the Eagles, as far as Saquon is concerned, Saquon this, Saquon that. Dallas didn't try and get me, blah, blah, blah. The man's injury prone. He just rushed for 2,000 yards. You really think he's going to make it through the season this year? That's all I got, Law, man. Public service announcement to the nation for all the mailmen out there, my fellow mailmen, the neighborhoods. Can y'all please put y'all dogs up? I'm tired of running from dogs. I'm out. M-Town in the house.
M-Town in the house, man. That's my guy for the 901. Yeah, and here's what I got right here. Great points on all points there. But we're seeing a little bit of it now. Like, the Cowboys do make moves, but it's a slow burn of a calculations of moves. We've been banging on the table. We need DB, we need DB, we need DB. We need interior defensive tackle, veteran guy. We need that. And the Cowboys, the louder we bang, the slower they are to that process of hearing us banging for these particular individuals. And what they're going to do is usher out, and granted, this is a whole different coaching staff and beyond, but the pattern is still the same. Week 1, we still had the chances of Kyrie Elam and Andre Booth out there, right? Bland, we don't know where he's going to be, inside or outside. So we still dealing with the same situation. And just because they gave Trevon Diggs a $100 million contract, I'm not saying you got to beat him up for it. But we are still living in that, we're going to put Trevon Diggs out there. Revel is going to be okay. Like, these are things that we don't have a sense of urgency because we lean too much on our own and say, hey, we like our guys. We don't want to rock the boat up. No, rock this boat up a little bit. Go out there and get you a solidified guy that you, even if you fail, at least you fall fighting, is how I'm looking at it. All right, we got 2 more callers. I got Nation from the 682, and then I got my guy to close it out, $100,000 from the 201. But Nation from the 682, what you got for me, bro?
Yo, can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yeah, man, you all clear.
In my truck, so.
Yeah,
okay.
You clear.
All right, man. I was just calling because I ain't talked to you, man. I didn't catch your show. So what happened today? What we talk about?
Oh man, this show probably about 4 or 5 hours long, man. But we freestyling, man. Whatever you want to talk about, man. That's how I throw it at you, man. Right. You know, freestyle.
All right. Real quick. So this is something I thought about. Maybe it's a wish list. Okay, my bad.
You good?
So, what if we, don't shave me with butter knife, please. If somebody in the chat could look up their contracts for me, what about the 2 stars on the Jets? Real quick, what happened if we, traded
like Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams on the defense, or are you talking about offensive side?
Thank you. Yeah, defensively. Thank you so much. I don't know why the first thing was coming to my mind. Why haven't we traded for player for those 2?
Okay.
And maybe we traded, let's say, since they're star players, and let's say we throw in a third, a 2028 third.
Cowboys normally, they don't trade away their assets. They like to hold on to them. And draft picks are bloodlines here. So if you want to play like hypotheticals, that would be good. But they ultimately believe in their own guys. Like, they will look at Revel and say, hey, he's the next Rod Woodson. They would look at so they won't get rid of him. They look at Jalen Tolbert like, hey, he can be better than Michael Gallup, right? So they're not going to get rid of him. Or he's going to be our version of Amari Cooper. We don't want to trade him, So the last guy that I'd known that they traded away that was somewhat still of value was Amari Cooper, and they got a 5th-round draft pick from him. Before that time, it was Ryan Switzer, and they got some guy that no longer in the league at that time. So I don't think that they would do that. They would not do it.
What about okay? What about Witherspoon on the Seattle Seahawks? When we just give a fifth?
Seattle
fifth
Seahawks.
round.
For Witherspoon.
Is he still on the Seahawks? Can somebody on the chat look it up for me, please? I should do some research.
No, you good, man. You freestyling here. I just think that, the Cowboys, if they do any trade, it'll be from like a USFL guy that's on this team that's trying to struggle at the bottom of the roster. It'll be for a futures draft pick, maybe a fifth or a sixth if we got them. If it's an early draft pick, like a first or a second, I don't think their nuts have dropped enough for them to do that. I'm just being real, man, because them nuts ain't gonna drop for that.
That's real shit, though.
Unless we start off the season like 0-4 or something like that. If it's if the case of fire break last, they'll do it then. But they holding on to them for early round draft picks. They're not finna do that.
Even a fifth, bro.
Dog,
they had the nuts to trade a fourth.
The Cowboys could have an opportunity right now to get Vita Vea for a second-round draft pick. They're going to sit back and tell us a story like, hey, that pie, we still got to pay Bland. We still got to pay Tyler Smith. We still haven't uncovered what we're going to do with Pickens. Them boys, you think Dion in his prime knew how to backpedal? This front office, they know how to backpedal. They won't even give up a second for a Vita Vea, even though we can tell them, like, hey, Jerry, I got a crystal ball here, and it states that if we get Vita Vea, we going straight to the Super Bowl. Jerry will be like, nah, because it wasn't his idea first. If it's his idea first, we'll do it. But by it being somebody else's idea, man, no, not going to do it. Just like them curtains. He could have been closed them curtains, right, in the stadium. But it wasn't his idea, So that's just how it is. This is how it is.
Nah, cause this one thing I noticed, I seen a trend in the NFL.
Right.
Okay. For example, we're a team that's built for the summer. We're not built for the winter. The Eagles are built for both winter and summer. The Lions are built for both winter and summer. The Bills are built for the winter. The Dolphins are built for the summer. The Texans are built for the summer. You get me? So it's just like, I'm tired of us building for a passing league. I really feel like my gut's telling me we're right there. We're right there. We're one game away. We need one player, bro. And I promise you, we probably will be in the Super Bowl. I can see it. I feel it.
You feel it, man.
But
yeah.
I just not like that.
No, you good.
It was like a gut feeling. You ever had one of those gut feelings?
But in closing, yeah.
Yes, sir. I got you. My bad.
You good.
No, bro. If we don't sign or get a defensive tackle, I feel like if we don't sign a defensive tackle, this is going to be the 2022 season all over again. You have a fantastic day, man.
No, man.
Stay blessed, all right?
Appreciate you, big dog, man. You have a good one. That's a good call from him, man. Yeah. Since the verdict from Diddy, even though he's still in shambles, Johnson & Johnson is up by 13%, I'm seeing. So, hey, y'all purchase some of them Johnson & Johnson stocks. They up 13%. That's crazy. Last but not least, man. But before I let my guy 100 on, I just want to say this though. When you saying built for, I just think that depth is the other issue. It's not the absolute built for, because these guys come from all over the country, from different states and stuff like this, so they know how to play in cold climates and warm temperatures, or windy areas and stuff like that. It's just that depth's been our issue. Like, we had no reasons to have Andre Booth out there for all of those games last year without picking up the phone, right? And then to a degree, we had, real issues with our front seven, and there should have been, if you want to ultimately win, you pick up the phone and you make some trades. That's what good teams do, or great teams do. The moment Aiden Hutchinson went down, they went and picked up the phone and called somebody, right? The moment such and such went down for the Vikings, they went and pick up the phone and called somebody. So the Cowboys just don't do that. They don't call people. It'll be one of them things like this, and then y'all see Law Nation doing a video on it. Hold on right quick. Here it is right here, Yeah. Breaking news. The Cowboys signed UFL, star from, the practice squad of the Cincinnati Bengals, Carlos Johnson. That's what they do. That's just what they do. Instead of going out there and getting a real tangible asset, they gonna, in that video, gonna do more views than any video that week. It don't matter who wins, who loses. The Cowboys can draft a guy that was bagging groceries during the season. That video, you can book it. It's going to do more views than Saquon Barkley running 4 touchdowns in one game. That's just how it is, unfortunately. And we know this team. Ain't that right from my guy from the 201-100 grad with the play. What's good with you, man?
My God, what it is, bro?
Not much, man.
Well, man, you're absolutely right, though. You feel me? You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But to give them credit, it work out sometimes.
It do work out sometimes.
I'm not even going to get on them because it work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got 2 of them boys, and they all stars. So I ain't tripping on that.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta do more with less. Because the expectations is for Dak Prescott to still perform better than Jalen Hurts when he have an A.J. Brown, a Smitty, and a Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley, and whoever else they go get. It's crazy.
Well, I can tell you right now, we on par with them boys.
Oh, yeah. Now, shoot, lace them up
we
week
on par
1.
with them boys now. Let's lace them up. Let's go. We going to beat them boys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we them boys. We them boys.
Shock the world. Now goes Frazier.
But we just got to make sure, though, because if I'm seeing a Booth or Andre or anybody like that, and if it ain't 3,000, dog, and it's A.J. Brown out there, and I'm sitting there like, hey, they know how to put the S-H-I-T in the sandwich, don't they? They're like, hey, we put some paprika in there, taste it.
But Lord, even if they do that, I'm confident now, because who they got?
Oh,
you ain't got 3. You ain't got 2, but you definitely don't got 3.
Right, true that.
If we get, you know what I mean? So even if they do that, I'm not like, oh, we're in trouble. Yeah, okay. What's up? Let's go.
Yeah.
Who gonna mess up first?
Yeah, it's gonna be a shootout.
Who's gonna mess up first as far as the offense go? I'm down with that. I'm down with that. I'll take my defense over Philly defense. I'll take my defense on who gonna mess up first. Because you already know what Hurts do. Hurts give us the ball. Come on, man. He throw some picks. So
he will do that. You just gotta get them one-dimensional, man, and the rest is history.
I'm down, man. I'll take 4 all day, man. You know?
Yeah. Oh
yeah. Like you said, that winter, summer stuff, it's about depth, and we got depth now.
Yeah.
So this is a whole different team. And I'm ready to rock, man. Ready to go, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed, man. So what you been up to, man? It's been a minute since I spoken to you, man. I thought that was you with Holly Bailey on that cruise trip, man. I said, damn, everybody got $100,000 right there. He the new Swedes over there.
Yeah, man. I've been, doing some things here and there, man. Got to keep those on the hush, though.
You got okay.
We got
yeah. Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeez, boy. I'm gonna have to go tell Auntie on you, man. Sure. Nia, nephew stepping out on you now. Shit.
Look, man. Look, I'm gonna just say, it's the summertime, ain't it?
Summertime. Yes, indeed, man. So,
I mean, it's hot out here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Your
so,
boy
man,
coming home. You know what I mean? So,
you coming home? Yo, what you doing?
Your boy.
Who?
Your boy coming home, man. Diddy, man, your boy.
Who?
Diddy, your boy.
Oh, no, man. No, wait a minute. I mean, you got me for a second. Yeah, I think that I think the verdict is gonna be like, what are you gonna do, like 2-3 years?
2 years, 3 years. He doing 1 year, Lord.
Nah, they gonna give him time served, right? How many years he been in jail?
Time served and good behavior, man.
Time served, good behavior, and then he gonna pay off the lobbyists, wherever state. Where's he charged at? What state he's in?
What state is he at?
What state
New York, I think.
If he's in New York, he can shoot.
I think it's New York.
Money talk, man. So he be able to pay off, man. He get at home, man. Shoot, he gonna do 6 months, man. He just got to keep protected for 6 more months, man. Slip and slide.
6 more months.
Johnson & Johnson stock up 13-14%. I mean, he gonna do time served in the community services. Forced to pay off a lot of stuff, and there's gonna be some more and more victims to come forward, and it's gonna be too late because they're supposed to do it.
It's gonna be too late because he already did it already. Yeah, he in New York. He in New York.
Oh, in New York. He
wanted to transfer to Jersey because.
Oh, he was in Jersey. He would have been
shanked up in there.
Yeah.
He thought he was gonna get shanked up in there, so he
yeah.
wanted to transfer himself to Jersey, but they said, nah, you ain't doing that. So he in New York somewhere. He'll be home in 6 months, man. He'll be home in 6 months.
He'll be home in 6 months, man.
All the welcome home Diddy parties going on at the club.
With the ankle bracelet on and everything. Brought to you by C-Rock.
You know what I'm saying? So what you cooking on the grill, man? What's going on, man? I have to catch a flight real quick. You know what I mean? What's good?
Man, we going to do some what's it? Not cube steaks. We're going to have some ribeyes.
Got some ribeye steaks? Okay.
Yeah.
You on the grill? Okay.
Man, come on.
Raw Nation grill session? Oh, no. We need the Raw Nation grill session.
Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation grill session. As you take a deeper look at the char, don't keep it charred. The asparagus, put some tips on there, man. Yeah, with the corn.
I know you're gonna have to shave shark and the Henny. I know.
Man, I got sweet beats, man. That's my new people right there, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to go clear on y'all, man. Yeah, sweet beats. Now let me get Frenkel. Frenkel gonna be like, hey, man, if you're drinking sweet beats and you fool around and hit something, Frenkel will take great care of you. But it's all sweet beats. He got the piano keys and everything. Y'all better watch out for sweet beats, man. We on our way, man. I told them we need to do the Diddy release type of thing before the parties, This is my baby right here, sweet beats, man. All organic too, man. Made from real beats.
Need them beats now.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
super
I might need to send me some of that.
All natural flavors, man.
I need to send me some of that so I can try that, man.
Yeah, it's good, man. But man, I appreciate you for calling in, man. Don't make it this long next time, man. Pause if necessary.
I got you.
Yeah. But all right, bro.
Pause on that, man. What you doing? That's
I just
crazy,
had to
that's
diabolical,
crazy,
man. I just had to say it that way because people crazy, Yeah.
You got it. That was wild, Lord.
Diabolical, man. But appreciate you, man. Let me hear you say it though, bro.
How about them Cowboys,
How about them, man? That's my guy, 100 grand, man, with the plan. Yes, indeed, man.
Goodbye.
Man, if y'all had a great time today, man, put 3 in the chat. Let me utilize the word 3 in the chat because speaking of that, and Pickens got his New Jersey out there on the racks now. And put 3 in the chat if y'all enjoyed yourself, man, and get things going the best way possible. And we got some unbelievable things around the corner. I just don't want to outspeak my wisdom teeth. We still moving and grooving. This is a marathon show. I know we've been doing this show for a long time, but I thank y'all. I love y'all to the moon and back. Let's continue to support this channel We growing. We elevating. We educating. Somebody said for a full hour, Law was just going ham. Bobby, do you give Dak a pass if he lose in the championship? Depending on how we lose. It depending on how we lose, Bobby. Y'all act like I've never been mad at Dak. Boy, I'm mad at Dak, boy. I'm mad at him when he threw that INT on 2nd and 2. I was mad at Dak Prescott in that Green Bay Packers game. I'm mad at him and Mike McCarthy in that Green Bay Packers game. Not the one that in the playoffs. I'm talking about the one that we played in the regular season. I'm mad. Oh, I'm mad at that dude there. But neither here nor there. Don't be mad. Be glad. Get glad, right? Glad. I just mentioned y'all names, so send me something, you know. But Cowboy Nation, if we offended anyone, you just offended today. There's no soft feelings on this particular episode. I appreciate y'all showing y'all support. Somebody said, Ice Cold said he's still mad at Cole Beasley. Yeah, I feel you on that. But Cowboy Nation, it's okay to be angry, but it's a time to be that. It's okay to fuss and fight amongst each other. There's a time for that. But right now, the record speaks 0-0. These coaching staffs that's here, they have nothing to do with 30 years, 30 seasons. This is a brand new, fresh sheet of paper. So give them a shot. Give them a chance. And Shotty will take a shotty with you, by the way. We are blessed to be here because we could be at the bottom seeking validation like those Eagles. They still seeking validation. They fly around to everybody's chat to put their beaks in messes that they don't belong. And that's okay too. The positionings of the board haven't changed since 1995. And as long as it's been for 30 seasons, we still on top. Now it's old relics. Jerry, Steven, get y'all act together. I'm gonna bring y'all home this way, the best way possible. The race is not to the swift nor the battle to the mighty, to he that endures. We're gonna continue to endure this fight. And I'm gonna fight with every fiber of my being with the Cowboys and representing, like Toxic Tom said, what he do over there in the East Coast. Doesn't matter if you're a Philly, Washington, or a Giant fan there. He's gonna let you know it's all about that silver and blue and the star on the side of your helmet. That's how I want you guys to fight. I want you guys to be willing to stand tall, to believe in what you believe in. Now, we're not gonna win every battle. We in our feelings a little bit. It's been too long with us in this mediocrity, right? But put it like this, call me delusional. Call me crazy. Don't call me Susie though. I'm still here. I still rather be a Cowboy fan, supporter, than a winning 49er fan, than a winning Chiefs fan, than a winning Ravens fan, than a winning Giants fan, than a winning Washington fan, and damn for sure than a winning Eagles fan. I would rather lose and die on this ground being a Cowboy fan. And y'all can spit upon me and say, man, this brother delusional. Because I'm not going to shift my mindset to something that I don't like just to fit in. I wish we can all adopt that type of mindset. But write this down, Cowboy Nation. Mama said there'll be days just like this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Crazy Law Nation. I'm burnt, boy. I'm toast over here. I'm crazy. I need some people crazy just like me to be supporting this team. 30 seasons, 30 years. No drip is till them run it up. No sleep, no sleep. Crash my but first die. Stretch. Tell them run it up. Come on. I wake up. Law Nation. No drip is. Come on. Run it up. Yeah. What we tell them? And roll. Come on, Wivy, let's get it. Come on with it, yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Yeah. No drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Come on. Crash my but Rose is 6. Tell them run it up. I wake up. Law. Thumb down now. Nation. Come on. And that right, Rico. Shout out to your ace boogie. Super chat support Lisa, son of John, Philly. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Come on with it. Brandy, let's get it. Bobby, Darren Posey, Sadiq Charles, getting buried. If you smell what the law is cooking, baby, to my name. I wake up. Flex, down, check. No drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, you don't like Law Nation. Come on. Stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up. Flex, come on. Check. No drip this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Come on with it. All right, come on with it. Mama said there will be days, literally, just like this. Come on, life like this, I wish Super Bowls would fall. Life like this, I wish Super Bowls would fall. I'll breathe you in. Thank you. And remember, Montreal. Come on with it. Pose, DP. JV boy in the building. Relaxing bombshell, YYQ. I see you. That's how street lights sound when it hits you. You whip that out, yeah. Take a splash of my Diddy oil, you crazy. Tack on, bring them baskets. Ooh. Montana 808 beats. And another one. Yeah, remember. Street lights hit you. What we tell them, baby? Play a tune.
I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do.
Come on with it. Play a tune. AI Tisha. Provide 5 great reasons to support Law Nation Sports. Come on with it. I need 5 of them to represent the 5 Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl. I should have said 6, but just give me 5 of them,
baby.
5 great reasons to support Law Nation Sports. And why you should hit that subscribe button. 1. Unmatched Cowboys coverage. Law Nation Sports delivers in-depth analysis, breaking news, and film breakdowns on everything Dallas Cowboys. No fluff, just real football insight from a true fan of the game.
Come on with it, baby.
2. Real-time engagement. From live streams to call-ins, Law keeps the fans front and center. Your voice matters here, and your takes are heard in real time. 3. Consistency and dedication. Rain, shine, win, or loss, Law Nation is dropping content. Daily uploads, weekly shows, and instant reactions keep you in the loop 24/7. 4. Community first. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement. Law Nation Sports has built a strong, respectful, and passionate fan base where everyone eats. 5. Beyond the Field Law doesn't just cover the game. He connects it to culture, life, and legacy. Interviews, events, giveaways. You're not just a sub, you're family. Sub it up. Whether you're a die-hard Cowboys fan or just love smart sports talk, Law Nation Sports is where you belong. Subscribe, like, share. Let's grow together.
The girl said, let's grow together, baby. Let's grow it. Come on with it.
I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
Of it all.
So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll find no better one. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies.
Hey, Tisha. Now, can you give me 3 reasons why? Just 3 reasons why the Eagles fans always watching Law Nation. Give me 3 reasons. I don't need to be long or anything, but why they keep jumping over here? Let them know.
3 reasons why Eagles fans always tune in to Law Nation Sports, even if they won't admit it. 1. They love the Smoke Eagles fans live for the debates. Law Nation never backs down and always brings the facts with just enough spice to keep them coming back for more. 2. deep football knowledge. Even Philly fans gotta respect the game, and Law breaks down film, schemes, and players like a true football mind. They might hate the star, but they love the insight. 3, they want to keep tabs on Big Brother. Let's be real. Cowboys content is everywhere, and Law Nation is the voice of the star. Eagles fans watch just to see what Dallas is cooking, and to copy it later. Truth is, they love to hate it, but they can't stop watching.
Ooh-wee! Girl, can you say that again at the end, baby?
Eagles fans watch just to see what Dallas is cooking, and to copy it later. Truth is, they love to hate it, but they can't stop watching.
Yeah, come on with it. She ain't lying.
Know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing can stop me.
All right.
Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll buy no matter what.
Yo, let's get it, baby.
Digital throat goat. Yeah, that me. I love some Law Nation sports. Don't forget, he is nothing but the best.
Come on with it. Yo!
Hey, ain't nobody calling me.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Are you still involved?
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
Close them doors.
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the, take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor.
Giving is worship.
Still them boys.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Yes, I will say it again.
Giving is worship.
Digital throat
This ain't the
goat.
time to
Yeah,
talk.
that's me. I love some Law
1,000
Nation
people need to give
sports.
$20.
Don't forget, he is nothing but the best.
1,000 people online. You give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just for y'all giving.
On any given Sunday.
That's it.
Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
That boy was singing, man. Until next time, the longest marathon on Cowboys content ever, right? One love, DC for life, not for sure. We up out. Peace. Let's do it. Let's get it. What it do? We up out. Until next time.
Spartans! What is your profession? Oh, boy! Yeah! Y'all killing me with this!
I like when you like this,
I gave
Daddy.
him 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not.
Damn! Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on,
My
man.
turn. Told me it was my turn.
It's my turn.
For glory.
Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the film letter. Yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Time to check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
And they understand the cost.
Count that too, count. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside.
It's an evil world we live in.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with A, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Rabbit now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many photos and clothes. Yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. Yeah. I be really in the field. Let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too.
Oh my God.
Lately, I just wanna run
on
it
paper,
up.
they're a better team. Right. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
That's where the guts went. Just dropped them.